Hello, 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 people. It has been a minute. It has been a while. But now two of us are back, the originators of the show, Square One, myself, my main man, Anzo. What's going on with you,
What's
brother?
going? I'm good, Danny. How you doing, man?
Man, another Saturday, man. Another Saturday. Trying to live the dream. Uh, Trying to make $1 out of 15 cents, so to speak. Somebody said that. Who said that? Some famous rapper made that.
Make $1 out of 15. I know the song. Hold on, it'll come to me. AZ.
AZ said that. No, it was
Need to
I
make
thought
a
it was
dollar out of
Shock
15
G
cents.
on what is Shock G on I Get Around?
Could be. Maybe he took it
Yeah.
from AZ.
Yeah.
But
Speaking of Shot G, man, rest in peace, man. I still don't know how he died. They're keeping it kind of hush hush. But
I didn't hear anything either about how he died.
yeah.
Black Rob died too.
Yeah, I saw that. Saw like a meme of Puff Daddy crying.
Yeah.
But I didn't read the actual story of the actual
Black.
YouTube.
Yeah.
A lot of bad boy people are dying, man. What's up?
It's crazy, man. That's what
Curse.
happens when you sell your soul to the devil. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Biggie.
Biggie and who's the other
Black
one?
Rob.
Craig
Who else?
Mack.
Craig Mack is dead?
Yeah. Craig Mack died
Oh,
last year.
yeah. That's right. Hey, so he's sold to the devil. Mace is the only one still kicking. You know why?
Because he went back to God.
he became a pastor and shit.
PD getting stronger. I'm getting stronger.
Yeah. He did he's an ass though. If you ever seen his, I don't know if he was doing it for like TV, but whenever he used to do that making the band shit, he was an asshole, boy.
He is. He could be very hard. I would be leery of work with him because everybody, with the exception of Mary J. Blige, Biggie, and what's the girl name that married Biggie Smalls?
Faith Evans.
Faith Evans. Their careers don't last long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Look at 112. Gone.
Mm-hmm.
Day what was it? Day 26 something. They got one album. Then you get Dream, No White Girls. One album, man, that's it.
Shit, I even forgot about them girls, man.
Wasn't Carl Thomas part of Bad Boy too? He made that
one. Could be. What about SWV? Weren't they part of Bad Boys too?
No.
SWV wasn't? Okay.
No, they were separate. I can't think of who it was. But they weren't never part of. Not that I'm aware of. Maybe the second time around, because I know New Edition briefly went under the Bad Boy umbrella, and then for whatever reason, things didn't pan out.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah. Yep. Very briefly, because he's supposed to like do something to reinvigorate, revitalize their career, and whatever reason, I think what I heard in the story that their direction and his direction were like polar opposites, and they weren't feeling it, so they was like, that's okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, man. They were toxic. Suge Knight was toxic. You know what I mean? That's why these guys aren't around no more. At least Jay-Z, look, he's still around. He may not be really making music, but he's running shit. So, what's up, Caleb? How you doing, brother? That's right, we're back. We're just shooting some shit right now, talking about Bad Boy and them.
Who was the Chris said first? Well, that was I had the wrong time on there, so I don't know what he 7:31. I was not on the air.
But yeah, he's like, I'm looking at time 7:31 a.m. What time did you put, Danny?
I think I put 4:30 a.m.
Oh shit! Okay.
So I was like, the hell, 4:30 a.m. Boy, I was in a deep coma-like sleep. So I know. Yeah, I changed it when we confirmed that we were coming on today. But the ISO gang, Deshaun Wiggins, what's up, Deshaun? Caleb, what's up? Caleb said we're back. Yes, we are. Keely Chow, hey everybody.
What up?
What's going on, Mr. Keely Chow?
What's going on? Square One. A lot of shit to talk about, man. A lot of shit to talk about.
Yep. I have not watched any of the draft. I'm
Neither have I.
Ashamed to say it, but I've spoken to fans of the draft, and oh my God, one of these guys is a New York Giants fan. He is like about to lose his shit because he said they got such a outstanding draft this year, and he said they're going to the Super Bowl. So I'm clearly want to see what New York done. Um, I'm not sure what Philadelphia has done, neither Dallas. But I told all of them, I said, look, until they can beat that man that resides down in Tampa, I said, I'm not a fan of his, but I just got to say he's great because whether you think that he cheated or not, it has something to do with it, I don't know. There's speculation out there, but at the end of the day, the sucker got 6 or 7 Super Bowl rings. Done been there more times than any other quarterback. So until somebody knock him off the perch, I mean, you got the right to believe what you're going to believe, but I'm not betting against Tom Brady. I'm just not doing it.
Absolutely.
So, but we
And
will
Kev,
still go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say Kev said he thinks Steph is winning MVP this year. God, I hope not.
We're going to discuss that. That's one of the questions.
I hope not.
Hey, he on fire this year. Square one. Question one of square one. Dr. J, in a recent interview, says Jordan doesn't make his first team All Star and LeBron doesn't make his second team All Star. So, is Dr. J being salty, or is he being realistic, or is he being fair? Because people he had lists were old time greats, but not people that we're accustomed to. I want to thank you. Said his top 5, you like Kareem, Tony Archibald, some of the old players. I can't remember exactly who he said they were. But Michael Jordan did not make the first team. He did make the second team. And LeBron didn't make the first or the second team. This was recently. Go ahead.
I will say this. As long as he doesn't put Jordan on the list, me and Dr. J are here, brother. We're here, Dr. J.
So all time, Michael Jordan wouldn't be on your first team All-Star of all time?
I'm not talking about me. I'm not talking about me. You didn't ask me my all time.
I'm saying your all time.
Would Michael Jordan be on it?
Yes. You gotta get a true point guard, a shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. Would Michael Jordan make your?
Nah, I put Kobe.
You put Kobe over head of Michael Jordan.
Yes.
Okay. So a lot of people are thinking that Dr. J is being salty because really he was like the Michael Jordan of his era.
Mm-hmm.
And when Michael Jordan came and took over, they kind of brushed him aside. I mean, people stopped talking about Dr. J. I remember when I was first started watching basketball in the 70s and 80s, man, that's all we heard. Dr. J, Dr. J. Mm-hmm. 2 particular plays, I remember him, both were against the Lakers. He come down the court, he swings it back forward, come and dunk it. Let's call it rock the baby to sleep. Mm-hmm. And the other one, man, he went under the basket on one side, dip his head and spin it off the backboard. I mean, those 2 iconic shots, I can see them clearly in my mind now. And he was it. He was the first person that I ever seen slam dunk from the free throw line. Mm-hmm. But seeing that when Michael Jordan came and do it, I don't know whether he felt a little salty or I don't know what it is, but I just, as much as I dislike some players, if I got to be real and true to myself, in the top all-star players, if I'm creating of all time and I could go through generations and pick, I would pick Michael Jordan. I'm not sure who I would pick for a point guard because there's so many of them, but my shooting guard would be Michael Jordan. My small forward probably would be either Bird or LeBron. My power forward would be definitely either Duncan or Barkley. And my center probably would be Shaq or Olajuwon. So, okay. I mean, I don't understand. I don't think he likes
being salty.
I think he's being a little salty if you come down to
it. I don't know. I know a lot of these old players, like the ones that used to play before Michael Jordan, they don't really put him as the GOAT. You know what I mean? They don't really do it. It's not just him. I think Bill Russell is like put on like the GOAT status, which he could be with all the rings he has, but he doesn't have all the accolades as Jordan does as well, you know? So I don't know if he's being salty. Could be.
Well, he spent most of his time in the ABA, which wasn't really considered the professional league as compared to the NBA. Did the research doing Bill Russell time. There was only like 8 teams. The season wasn't the whole season that
82 games.
yeah, it wasn't 82 games, more like maybe 30 something games.
Mm-hmm.
So they won a lot of those games during that era, which I'm not taking anything away from them because they play within the rules of the guidelines of the era. But I think the toughest physical basketball was played during the time when Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and Magic Johnson were at the height of their powers and their skill set. So in order to, if you can take that bump, we all heard about the Jordan rules as it pertains to the Pistons. So if you can play during that time and persevere and win championships, I'm not saying that
he would eat the NBA up this.
Compared to the way they're playing now and softly playing now, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and Michael Jordan would have a field day with the NBA now. I could be wrong, but I think Michael Jordan 3-point game would improve because that's where the game has evolved to now. He didn't really shoot it back then that much, so he don't have as many 3-pointers as he would if the game was more 3-point driven like it is now. But I saw him evolve from being Mr. Athletic, running down the court, doing all kind of crazy fancy dunks, to the fadeaway, mid-range game. So as the game progressed and his age got on him, he changed his game to fit to be more efficient. I think he would have done the same thing during this era. So, to my understanding, the games that I've seen and can remember, Dr. J relied on his athleticism, his jumping ability, dunking. I'm not sure what his shoot percentage is. I don't think he had a very high, decent but not very high shooting percentage. He mainly just relied on his athleticism, kind of like Russell Westbrook. Because I want to watch Russell's game because I want to see how his game improves or he evolves. Because right now he's athletic, he can jump to the gym, he can run, got boundless energy. He can be able to do that when he's in his 30s, at the tail end of his
career.
So that's gonna be interesting.
I haven't watched much basketball this year, but I hear he's killing it too again this year. I just still have issues with his game, and you know, him being on Washington doesn't help for me either.
Yeah, his one championship. He talking shit. Shut up.
You just mad because you didn't put Jordan on that list, bro.
Yeah, I'm salty about that. I will admit it.
Yeah, well, he didn't put Tim Duncan on the list either. So,
what's that saying?
that is his choice is 50-50.
Yeah. Well, he had 3 people on the same team. I forgot what their names were. I'll research that again. But I remember reading an article. He had 3 people on the same team.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Question number 2. Earlier this week, Skip Bayless and Shannon had a discussion about all-time top 20 players. Shannon said he had Steph Curry somewhere in top 15. And if he currently keeps shooting and playing like he is now, he'll probably break his top 10. Skip Bayless didn't have Steph Curry at top 20 at all. You think Skip Bayless is being a little salty, unfair, or is there some merit to his argument?
I wouldn't put Steph in the top of all time. Nah.
Okay, now you gotta remember now. He's the first and the only unanimous MVP in the league. He done won 3 out of, I think, 6 championships. Was it 4? It's 3 to 4 championships. He's 2-time MVP, 1-time only unanimous MVP player, and he has changed the game from where it used to be a half-court game or playing on the blocks to shooting at a very high, consistent rate. In fact, he is said to be the best shooter of all time. So if you're considered and labeled as the best shooter of all time, that won't even make you crack the top 20.
Not to me. Because it's one-dimensional. Yes, he's a great shooter, but it's one-dimensional. I'm going to go look at the list of 50 greatest of all time in the NBA and see if there's only one person I think I would actually put him, because I still till this day don't think he believes to be on the 50 greatest of all time, and that's Scottie Pippen. So if you wanted to,
a lot of other players have said that Scottie deserves it, and I've heard players. I'm not arguing the point. I'm saying a lot of people have said that Scottie ran that triangle offense. Michael didn't run it. Michael was just a part of it, and Michael was only asked to score, not to really do anything else. Whatever they got from Michael was just icing on the cake. But like Scottie Pippen was like the heart and soul of that triangle offense, and he made it work.
Could be possible, but I'm looking at the list. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Nate Archibald, Paul, Ark Zinn, Charles Barkley, Rick Barry, Elgin Baylor, Dave Bling, Larry Bird, Wilt Chamberlain, Bob Cousy, Dave Cowens, Billy Cunningham, Dave DeButcher, Clyde Drexler, Julius Erving, Patrick Ewing, Walt Frazier, George Gervin, Hal Gear, John Havlicek. John Havlicek could probably come out of that list.
How about Rick Barry? Rick Barry is better than Scottie Pippen?
Rick Barry. I don't know much about Rick Barry. So I can't really say per se. I mean, I guess this list could be updated.
It needs to be updated because that was when was it came out? 2008 or 9, something like that. It was an All-Star weekend.
Yeah, this announcement came. Hold on, let me see if they tell me. October 1996.
Sure, hell yeah.
Yeah, it could definitely be updated because I believe Tim Duncan's in the greatest 50 of all time. Kobe Bryant's not on the list. Mm-hmm. LeBron James should be on the list.
Not on the list. Yeah, it got to be updated.
Kevin Durant should be on the list because I could take off a lot of these guys and put Kevin Durant in there as well. You know?
Yeah, we need to update that.
I agree. But the reason why they won't is because now you're taking people off of the list. You know what I mean? And it's like, what I think they'll do is they'll do the next 50 to 100 greatest. But I don't think they'll ever change that list, which they should. I agree.
They should. Yeah, they gotta update it. It's not fair if they don't update it.
I agree. But
they just say these were the 50 greatest during this time frame. Now we've done a reevaluation, and because of points or rule changes or whatever criteria you want to sit on there, this is why this was changed and stuff. Then it'll be interesting to see who still stay on the list and who got cut off.
It would. I can picture a few that will never. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar will never come off of that list.
Nope. Magic won't.
Won't.
Bird won't. Isaiah Thomas won't.
Yeah.
I just think that if in a sport, if you are the best or labeled the best or being called the best in any particular aspect of that sport, that should automatically put you in the top 20. Especially the main things. Was Dennis Rodman on that list? Because he's like the greatest rebounder of all time.
Dennis Rodman is not on the list.
No list. Okay.
No, Dennis Rodman is not on there. You see, that's the thing. For me, it's like, he could be put in the greatest shooter of all time. Absolutely. But I don't know. Then again, like I said, the list needs to be updated because there's some players on there that we could definitely take out. So I don't know if I would put him in the top 20, but he'd probably fit in the top 50. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that.
I agree with you on that. Definitely. I agree with that.
Number one on that list should be Tim Duncan, though. We all know that. No, Tim Duncan on the list. Come on.
Number one? No, I can't say that, bro. I can't.
Okay, I know what you. Well, let's go with number 2 then.
I'll put him in the top 5.
Okay, I give you that.
Kobe's a bad choice, though. No, Kobe isn't. Caleb, yes. Yes, it needs to be updated. Yes, we all agree on that, Caleb. We definitely agree. Next question.
So, if they do update it, how often do you think they should update that list?
At least every 20 years.
Okay, I could deal with that.
Every 20 years, need to do an update. See whether or not your game stood the test of time.
Yeah, because there's some players now that have surpassed some of the players on that list.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. Okay, they did it in 96 that you said. They should have done another one in 2016. They should have done the next one. In 2036, they do another one.
They definitely need to make some changes for sure. Because Shaq's on the list. I mean, Shaq, yes, I get it. But in 1996, Shaq was just starting out his career. That's why I never really liked that pick, because he was just starting out his career. Like, Shaq was in the league maybe 1 or 2 years when they made that, and they put him on the list. You know what I mean? So I was like,
seemed like kind of at that time he was trying to just put somebody on a team, like at least one person on every. Didn't Alonzo Mourning make that list? Did he?
I believe Alonzo is on that list. Hold on. No, Alonzo Mourning is not on the list.
Okay.
No. David Robinson's on the list, though.
How about Patrick Ewing?
Patrick Ewing, I did see his name. I believe I did. Yeah, Patrick Ewing's on the list.
Yeah.
And never won a championship. There's players that have surpassed him. He's definitely one that could be taken off of that list. Absolutely, 100%. 100%.
At least one.
Charles Barkley could be taken off of that list too. Yeah, Charles Barkley, no champion. Karl Malone could be taken off that list too.
Karl Malone, like that. For a long time, he was great. Leading scorer.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not. But I'm just saying.
So that what kept him on there.
There's players that surpassed him.
Because he was like number 2 all-time leading scorer. I think LeBron in there now. And LeBron gonna catch Kareem.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And LeBron ain't going nowhere anytime soon. LeBron still has a good 2-3 more years.
So good. He spends. I read somewhere, man. He spends on the off season close to $2 million on his diet, his body.
I believe that.
All that kind of stuff. Get a special dietitian, special kind of exercise he do, go in a cryogenic chamber to heal and all kind of shit.
I believe that. I believe that. But you could see injuries he was injured. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was injured again this year. So his injuries are starting to catch up on him.
Yep. You can't beat Father Time, bro.
Nope.
You can slow him down, but you can't beat him.
Once you start getting injured constantly, that's when you know your age is kicking in. So that's why I say maybe two more years at a high pace.
He is trying to play with his son. I don't know why. I guess he'll be the first father-son. So that's what he's trying to do. So,
and even if he plays a season where he's taking a backstage step to his son or to other players, at least he could say, "Yeah, I played with my son in the NBA." You know.
Yep. I ain't mad at him for that, because if I had opportunity and the money and the skill, I probably want to do that too, man. That'd be awesome to do.
Absolutely.
So I'm not mad at him at all about that. Second question about Steph. Is Steph Curry the greatest offensive weapon in the NBA today? Stephen A.
God. Hell no.
Yeah. Stephen A. said it on First Take this week. In his opinion, the very best offensive weapon. He's not saying the very best player, but for pure offense, get you the points, get you the buckets, is Steph Curry the best offensive weapon in the NBA today? Stephen A says yes, he is.
It's so fucked up because just last year, or was it last year? No, the year before that, when they lost to Toronto, they were like, "Oh, Steph can't carry a team. Steph is this. He doesn't show up, and blah 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 blah." And now all of a sudden, it's like, "Oh no, Steph is the greatest of all time." Like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
I think they keep changing the narrative because now it's always been Splash Brothers, Splash Brothers. But Clay is hurt now. So Steph is doing this by himself. So not defending him, but did he hear all this that kind of motivate him and re-energize him? Because now he's averaging about 30 points a game now. He's doing sometimes he was a very streaky shooter, consistent but streaky. Some games he would show up, or some halves he'd show up, some halves he wouldn't. I've always thought Clay was the most consistent shooter, but Steph was just shoot from crazy distances. It's just crazy. I don't think that Clay can shoot from the distance that Steph Curry can. Now,
Probably not.
The 3-point line, yeah, he got that all day. But if Steph goes take 1 or 2 steps past the half court or doing crazy things, times he catch the ball, throwing it up at crazy angles and positions and stuff. I think Steph practices that shit because, man, who the hell does all that crazy stuff he be doing?
Of course he practiced it, but I still don't see him a better offensive weapon than Kevin Durant or even LeBron James. I just don't.
Well,
you know, I just don't. He's having a good season. He's scoring 30 points a game. Good for him. You know what I mean? I don't even think his team is in the playoffs right now. I haven't checked the standings in a while, but I know they weren't.
We can do that. I don't think they're in.
Last I checked, they were in like 9th or 10th, maybe 9th. Not sure if they moved up, but if he's playing at a high rate, he gets MVP, then yeah, okay, fine. But to say he's the best offensive weapon, I don't think so yet.
In the Eastern Conference, it is, you see here, the Nets are 1. The 76ers are 2 at 42 and 21. Bucks are 3 at 39 and 24. Knicks are 4. I am surprised. The Knicks.
Yeah, Knicks are balling. Bro.
The Hawks are 5. Celtics are 6. The Heat is 7, and the Hornets are 8. As far as I'm going to go, because other ones don't matter.
Yeah.
At least not to me.
But I think they're having a play-in again this year.
Yeah,
for the
they are
final
doing
spot.
that play-in. The Suns are number 1. Good Lord. And Jazz is number 1. 45 and 18, tied at number 1. Clippers are number 3. Nuggets are number 4. Lakers are number 5. Dallas Mavericks are 6. Trailblazers are 7. Grizzlies are 8. Warriors are 10, and they are 2 games behind the AFC. So they're striking distance. They're in striking distance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you somebody you better watch. Ja Morant, point guard for the Grizzlies.
Mm-hmm.
The cat is special.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't watch it, you will be posterized by his ass.
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch highlights, and man, he is dunking like a beast.
Mm-hmm.
The cat ain't got no weight, but if he just put 10 to 15 pounds more muscle and keep his hops. Oh my God. So
bro, I was playing 2K and they bought out a John Moran card, a diamond card. Bro, I didn't get him, right? But I was playing a lot of guys with him. And I was like, yo, this guy was he was banging it every time he went to the hole. I was like, yo, he's sick, man.
I see that kid playing because he's from Sutton where I live at. I saw him play a high school game. And like first quarter, second quarter, he was kind of just like cruising around. And then daddy said, hey man, it's time to go. Second half, shit. Boom, dunk. I was like, oh my God, this sucker, he playing with kids. He a man amongst boys.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna keep my eye on him. Him and old boy from the Hornets, the ball guy. That's who's gonna be the rookie of the year. He's just been cleared from his injury. I think he had a wrist injury. He's been cleared. he is exciting to watch, man. He is Magic Johnson like. He is better than his older brother. Your daddy said that. You don't really want to listen to Mr. Ball because sometimes he can be hyping stuff up, but he wasn't lying about this. And I would love to see his two sons play together. God, I would love to see them play together. Right now, the Hornets are looking pretty good. Hopefully, Michael Jordan is finally learning how to pick players. Need to pick some players to put around him because as good as he is, as good as he was on the court, he is an awful owner. So
Mm-hmm.
you want to pick all these North Carolina boys. Hey, if I know you're supposed to support your alma mater, but if your alma mater players are stinking, don't just damn pick them because they're from your alma mater. That ain't cool.
I agree. I agree. Oh, we haven't talked in a while, do you think LaMarcus Aldridge fucked the Spurs and the Nets?
From what I read, he went out because of health issues.
Yeah, when he got to the Nets, but he had to get bought out by the Spurs to be able to leave, right? So Spurs had to buy him out. Then he went to the Nets, played a couple of games, and then all of a sudden he has this heart thing. I'm like,
I
you
think
cannot tell me that they didn't know he had this heart thing like months ago.
um I don't think he. I think he went out because man, he sat down and said, "Look, man, I don't want to die," because he's on the team that they're gonna get it. If there is no way the Nets should not win the championship this year with all the damn talent they got on there, bar them not getting injured. If everybody is healthy, the Nets are gonna be the damn 2020-21 champions. You might as well go ahead and book it. Go ahead and get your shirt, your hat, your hoodie, whatever, because that's what's going to win. There ain't nobody can touch all that talent. So I don't know why he would go there where he's almost shortly guaranteed to get a ring just to say fuck it. That don't make sense to me.
Well, he should get a ring regardless, right? Because he was a part of the roster. But my thing is this: if they do checks all the time in the NBA, right? Physical checks, text, whatever, this and that. So you waited until after you got your payout from the Spurs and then went to the Nets. I'm pretty sure he had to play a few games with the Nets to be able to get the ring if they win it, right? Not sure how long he had to be there. I'm not sure about that. But I'm just saying, like, I know they do physicals all the time. So you're telling me they only caught this heart thing now?
No, I think he knew it and I think now this is just me thinking. I haven't read anything. This is just Danny thinking. I think they knew he had it, but he just chose to play with it. Some players know they have certain conditions and choose to play with it. But I think based on just from the outside looking in, he probably got tired of the Spurs for whatever reason. I don't know how they treat him or didn't treat him. I know of the rumor is when you go to the Spurs, sometimes you have to change your game to fit into what Popovich wants you to do. Maybe at first when he had the old crew back there, he maybe thought he could win something, but then as time progressed, he lost Kawhi Leonard, and he's like, man, my window of opportunity is closing. So, and I'm tired of Greg Popovich or whatever. I mean, I don't know. Based on what I've seen him on TV, I'm not in no way saying that he is a bad coach. I think he's a good coach. Probably gonna be one of the greatest of all time. But the way he do his interviews and stuff, man, if he's like that in the locker room, some grown man ain't trying to hear that.
I don't think it has anything to do with Popovich. It had to do with the fact that they weren't winning a championship. That's 100%. That's one thing I can say. It's just my thing is, I kind of, to me, I take it like, it's like, oh wait, I know I can't play too much longer, so let me get a buyout, get my money, go over here, and then retire. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, if you did that, then you're a piece of shit. But if you actually didn't know and then went there and found out, then okay, I apologize. But if you knew
I
and you're
definitely
doing
think he
just to
knew.
get your money,
I definitely think he knew because those doctors are like the best in the world.
mm-hmm,
They get all that money invested in these
mm-hmm,
players, so they know.
mm-hmm.
They know that's how. Man, the doctors knew about Magic Johnson ailment before he did.
Mm-hmm.
So they
That's
know.
what I'm saying. That's what
So
I'm
I
saying.
think
So
I think they knew, but I think
he tried to play with it. If he did, I can deal with
yeah,
that too.
I think he tried to play with it, and to me now, like I said, Greg Popovich looked like he could rub some players the wrong way. I don't know whether LaMarcus Aldridge was one of them. And what really kind of gave Popovich his power, in my opinion, is that he had Tony Parker, he had Ginobili, and he had Tim Duncan kind of taking that, the leaders of the team. So the leaders of the team taking all that stuff and chatter and stuff, then you as a role player, you can't show your butt because it'd be like, hey, we taking it and we the stars of the team. So that gave Popovich a lot of power. But as these millennial players come in, I don't think they're trying to hear all that crazy stuff.
Yeah, but they know. They know how Popovich. It's not like it's a new thing, right? We're not in the NBA, but everybody in the NBA will know, like, oh, Popovich is this, Popovich is that. So if you're going there, you know what you're getting into. You know what I
Yeah, but
mean?
that's just like law enforcement. People know that I'm old school and know that the leaders are old school, but we still got some of the officers be talking all that crazy stuff. Man, can't I do this? Man, I can't. Motherfucker, you ain't earn it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
We can't say that now. We have to be, well, you didn't earn it, Katie. You have to go through this program. And you know how many times my tongue be all bite up some days I come home from work because I can't say what I want to say?
No, I get it. But I'm saying if I know you're like that, and then I know this guy's a nice guy over here, and I know if I go over here, there's a chance I'm going to get yelled at, and I can't take that as a man, then I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go over here. You know what I mean? So it's not like Popovich didn't have that reputation, but Popovich also has the reputation of being a player's coach. You know what I mean? Like they're like family. It's like, yo, after the game, you take one of your teammates out, you go get to know your teammates. That's how he is, kind of thing, you know. So, man, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I just think Aldridge did want to win a championship. That's why he left. I have no issues with that. You know what I mean? If you're at the end of your career and you're like, I want to, a lot of these guys don't want to go out like Charles Barkley, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I never was really. I mean, Aldridge was an okay player to me, but he was never one that really stuck out on my radar.
Mm-hmm.
He made a little bit of noise when he was with Portland, but to me, his career became underwhelming when he went to San Antonio. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if that was because of his choosing or he had to conform to what the coaching staff wanted him to do. So either way, I hope him the best. If he get out because of health issues, that's cool. If he get out for whatever issues,
Mm-hmm.
to be brutally honest, I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, if like I said, if it's health issues, then hope
Yeah.
you get better, man. Because that's one reason why you don't want to end your career. You know what I mean? Now
Mm-hmm.
for the rest of his life, and especially if he wasn't on the Nets long enough to get a ring.
Yeah.
Now for
Yeah.
the rest of his life, he's gonna be like, "Fuck, I could have got a ring with these guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I could
Yeah.
have just."
Yeah. Somebody said I can't think of who said it, but they were saying basically that the Nets are trying to buy a championship. I think it was James Harden saying they are basically trying to buy a championship. So
I've heard that narrative. I heard it from, I think, was it Stephen A. said it. He's like, you want to buy all the players, you want to get all the players, you want to get, and that's what they're doing basically. You know, but whatever. I still think a couple of them were overrated, anyways. Like Blake Griffin, he's a little bit overrated. LaMarcus Aldridge, they were at the tail end of his career, so they were just solidifying their bench. But if their starting lineup stays on point, they should be almost impossible to beat, bro.
yeah, but like one of the biggest things that we were always saying, I remember you saying it too, is that the bench is not that deep, but now
Mm-hmm.
they got experienced players in there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if Aldridge would have stayed,
Mm-hmm.
um, he can know how to score. He could give them good rest minutes. Also,
Mm-hmm.
Blake Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to the playoffs. I'm gonna be tuned in to see what the Nets gonna do. There's no reason why they should not win this.
This NBA, I don't know, ever since the COVID and stuff and just NBA season, it's just like, ugh, I want everything back to normal. You know what I mean? I feel like the guys
It's
are just
coming.
going through the motions, man. You know, like, yeah, we're just playing for paychecks. That's what it feels like to me. And I'm just like,
Well, they gotta play. I mean, they
no, I
got
get it.
right now they got 20% of the people. It's gonna be a long time before we see 100.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a long time. But they're at 20% now, so they can fill the arenas up 20%. And if you look
Well,
when they're paying through the arenas, you can see people actually sitting up there.
well, yeah, because one of my friends on Facebook wrote that New York is opening up completely 100%. So when these places start to open up like completely 100%, how are they going to do the crowds? Are they still going to let like maximum capacity in there?
I wouldn't do that. I would be very cautious of that. Our governor just week before last opened up everything now. And he said that everything's open up. He said for some of these counties in the state that don't want to adhere to it and open up, I got something for you. So he's kind of like putting pressure, and I think that's wrong. Are you gonna put pressure on somebody that's trying to be safe? And then how you gonna put pressure on my business when I pay the taxes? I do. So I don't know. I don't know what kind of resistance he's gonna get, but I know when we go out to eat, we always wear our masks. Then once we get in, take it off and try to be. Just, especially when I'm in uniform, we always try to wear our masks and stuff.
You gotta be careful. You still gotta be careful, man. You know,
Yeah, you don't
regardless
want to be
of what you think of it, you still gotta be careful, man.
Yeah, you don't want to be like, how can you enforce me, officer, when you don't do it yourself? So, especially when I'm in the town where I work at, I always try to wear my mask.
I agree. And Caleb said he wouldn't let 100 people in either. No, because if you do that and one person has it, you could spread that through practically the whole arena, and then you got another fucking pandemic. Yeah, another outbreak.
Yep. Caleb says I think he has MVP for right now. He's been he's in the running for it. I think also Russell is. Also heard James Harden name. So it's kind of what's up, Chris?
Not much. Sorry.
It's kind of ebb and flow, man. It's whoever stay the healthiest. That's the race. Whoever stays the healthiest. So,
and this is why to me it's like I don't know. It's just with the COVID and everything, this basketball just doesn't appeal to me. They may be playing hard and shit, but I just feel like some of them are just doing it to play, get a paycheck, and this and that.
But why you don't feel like that with football, Alonzo? You watch the football games?
Yeah, because football it just was different. It just felt different with football.
Wait! Don't even tell me the question. What was his name? Was it Johnny Dare or not Johnny Dare, but Johnny Carson? What was his name? The great
Houdini, whatever. I know the guy.
Yeah, whatever. You sit there and go like, all right. The question is do you like the games being played without crowds? No, or are you interested? No, that's what you were doing. You were talking about that.
We were talking about it.
What's the question?
You're talking about Steph Curry. Is he? Last question was, is he the greatest offensive weapon in the NBA now?
Chris was probably like, "How the fuck did you guys get to COVID off of that?"
Yeah, we were talking about how Alonzo said that this season is just man because he want the crowds to come back. And then I came back with, well, you don't feel that way about football, so I mean,
I haven't had a chance to watch any NBA games right now.
20% capacity.
Okay, but are they also pumping in crowd noise on top of that?
Yes. Maybe some. Huh. They used to have like the screens with the people. They don't have that now. They have like actual people sitting in the stands.
Well, I'd probably do a combination of the both of them, but Steph Curry. Oh boy.
Shit, I want to go now because now the tickets are finally affordable.
Well, that's the one good thing right now. Well, in some things.
I'm saying in basketball, they're affordable because tickets were $400 for Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta Hawks fucking suck. I'm not paying $400 to watch no damn Atlanta Hawks.
Bro, let me tell you something. All right. This is how fucked up the NBA is. When they played when Toronto played Cleveland in the conference finals, we went a few years back, right? We had some seats, they were way up, but we spent like $400 for those seats. Okay. The year after, they made it to the finals. So I'm like, yeah, I could pay $400 for those seats to go to a final game. I'm like, I'm going to a final game.
There's like $4,000.
No, those seats were $1,000.
Yeah, they're crazy.
I went and looked at the seats down because I was like, I could spend $1,000. So I'm figuring if those were $1,000 or $400, I could like $1,000, get down closer to the floor. $4,000 to $5,000 for those tickets. I was like, fuck that, man. Yeah. I don't need to go to finals that bad.
Try going to a Super Bowl.
Oh, I know.
Super Bowl is not for the average citizen, man. It's for
these
corporations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not even. I don't even know why they allow corporations to buy those tickets, because that's why they're so stupid in price. It's like, it's supposed to be a fan-led game.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we let these corporations come in and grab all this money?
There is no reason why they can't reduce the price for fans, because they're getting all the money off of TV and all that ads and stuff. There is no reason why. And the commercials, what's it like? $4 million for 30 seconds?
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me they ain't making their money.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right. The price that they raise these things to is ridiculous.
Or at least
ridiculous.
At least if you live in that city that they play in Super Bowl, you should get a discounted price.
Mm-hmm. I agree, because I'm like, the floor seat, it wasn't like right up in the front, but it was like middle floor or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I could pay a G note for those tickets, no problem. There's no fucking way I'm paying $4.
Hell no, there's like, oh, he got a jumbotron. You don't need to see him.
But back to the Stephen Curry thing here, Steph Curry. Man, it's difficult right now. You got a lot of good quality offensive players in the league, but how many years has he been in now? Since what, 88? No, that's I'm sorry, I meant 98.
You're going on about 12 years now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Goddamn, I was like, my eights are wrong. I was like, okay, like 2008.
2008. Yeah.
Somewhere around there. He's still such a high quality player offensively that you can't say he isn't one of the best. I just don't know if you could say he is the best.
Exactly.
Because we get into this in all sports, quarterbacks like this, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, you start splitting hairs when you say, are they the best? Because when you look at it objectively, it is really difficult. And it's probably more difficult in the NBA because, you got these guys that are there as bit players who are good defensively, but you don't, they're there. They fill the role. They do what they're supposed to do, but you're not worried about it. Then you got the really big guys that are really good defensively, and they can throw in some baskets too. But you got people like Steph Curry who they kind of do the defensive on the down low. They're good there, but offensively, man, that's where he shines. And you got to put LeBron in there. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people you got to put in there.
That's what I was saying. I was like, to me, I still think that Kevin Durant and LeBron James are still offensively better than Steph Curry. Like you said, yeah, you can put him up there as top 5. Like I would do that. I put him in the top 5 this year, but I just think that when it comes to offensively, it's Kevin Durant and LeBron James 1 and 2.
I just think that they say that because if you watch the All-Star game, which I don't think either of y'all did, but I did, him and Damian Lillard, I mean, they took one step past the half-court line, and they were making them shots consistently. They were like joking, like, I can do anything, you can do better. At one point, Steph Curry shot the ball, turned his back, heard the swish, start shimmying and walking and running down the dam. Who the hell does that shit?
Yeah, but is that enough to give him the best?
No. I'm just saying that I just think that they say that because he has no range and hits consistently. Now, if he was doing all that jacking up and not hitting nothing, his 3-point percent is like 12%. But shit, his 3% is sometimes almost 50%. So I mean, out of every 2 balls, he hit one of them.
It's just for me, I think his best season was the season where he broke the record. You know what I mean? Like, not just in 3-pointers. That season, he was twisting ankles. He was taking it to the hole. He was popping those threes.
Well,
that year was his best year ever.
Yeah. So, the year he won the unanimous MVP, Yeah, he was something special.
So this is his best season so far, number wise.
This season here?
Yeah.
Is it?
He is
points wise, right?
No, 3 points, everything, except for the only thing it isn't his best year in is free throw percentage because he's at 92%. He's had 1 year he's hit 100%, and he's got some other 92s, 91s, 93s. But I don't really count that into the stats because that's you against the basket. That's it. I mean, you're in your own head.
But what's that little game they call it? The 30-90 something club? He stays in that shit.
But so total points right now, he's at 31.3. That's average, of course, but he's at 31.3 average. That's his best. His next best was 30.1, so he's almost he's a full point ahead of that. His 3 points, 5.2 to 12.1. He's shooting 42.6%, but he's hit. That's that range. I guess what they're trying to do is say that he averages between 5 to 12 a game. I guess his other ones are between 5.1 and 11.7. That was his next best. So he's above that curve right now. His free throw percentage is 92. Rebounds, he's at 5.5 right now. I'm assuming that's average. Averages, regular season averages. He's at 5.5 right now. And that's the highest. No, rebounds. What's his assist? 5.8. That is not his highest. So he's basically taking the ball more right now.
Because he don't have Clay. He got to score.
I know. But they're at 55 games. So you got what? 25 more. Yeah, 25 more. So 25, if he stays on this, he'll have his best season statistically, offensively. Like I was saying, the way you were gone, Danny, is that I don't know if you could say he's the best, but again, he's been in since 09. Okay, so 09, and he's only gotten better as the years have gone on. Yes, he's had some, like last year, he only played 5 games. The year before that, he only played 69 games. So, but he's the past 6 years of his career, he's averaged between 25 and 30 points a game, which is damn good. I mean, so he's one of the best. I just don't know if you can put him in the best because you got to really start picking out who are the best ones and then stacking them up against each other. And it also, which we always talk about when it comes to basketball, is depends who's on your team. Because if you got 3 or 4 real good playmakers, you're going to have to dish the ball out to the other guys. You got to make everybody somewhat happy. Nobody's going to be completely happy, but if you get that, so if he doesn't have a lot of those players on his team anymore, and he's the guy, that's going to change a lot of things too. Yeah. When you got one guy, Howard, for instance, when he was by himself down in the Rockets, that's the guy you talked about. So there's a lot of factors that go into the best offensive. And like I said, I don't know if I would pick one best, but I will say he is of those bests. So.
Well,
I got you.
Well, now if you're showing those stats to where he's beating all of his best records, I'll still put him in the top 5. I will, but I still think that Kevin Durant or LeBron James, maybe 3: Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Steph Curry, because I still don't have that much faith in James Harden.
I don't like
not for the long haul.
I don't like James for the game at all.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. And that Nets team is pretty much annoying to me anyways. You already know how I am about these fucking players getting together. So Lakers was my hated. No, Golden State, Lakers, and now fucking Nets. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, don't you guys? This is why I liked old school basketball. You know what I mean? It's like Michael Jordan never wanted to play with fucking Larry Bird. He wanted to beat Larry Bird. He never wanted to play the Pistons. He wanted to beat these guys. Now it's like everybody just wants to fucking join up on the same team and shit.
You know what's funny is you say that. That's like that in a lot of sports. I know we don't talk baseball. Well, I'm going to mention baseball here really quick. George Brett and several of the other New York Yankees back in the 80s, early 80s, they would get in brawls in the middle of the field. You ask those guys today, man, you're out of the game. You know, you're pretty cool with those guys, are you? No, they still hate each other. No, I hate that guy. Fuck him. That's how these old school players were. It's like, I mean, football too. These guys hate each other. When they got to talk about the other guy, they're like, man, I hated him. He was dirty. He was, this and that. That's the difference these days. These guys are all buddy. They hang out at the clubs, after games and shit. It's like, okay, fine. I don't have a problem with that. But dude, when they had a problem with each other, these games were so much better. No guy, if that guy like Bird was trying to come up and lay it up and you were, let's say Magic Johnson, man, Magic Johnson would stand there and block him. He wouldn't move out of the way, go like, oh, he's just going to make it anyways, and just kind of move out of the way. Man, these guys they won't take it. Very, very few times will they stand and wait for that guy to hit him.
They used to always,
fuck that.
Yeah, they used to always say, if you go to the hole, you make sure he hits the ground. You hit him hard. You know what I mean? Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, they still hate the Pistons till this day.
Yes.
They don't just hate Isaiah. They hate that whole team.
And that's what's missing. You don't have that these days. I mean, baseball, football, any sport really. Well, maybe hockey. Hockey might still have some of that animosity built into it. That's because they still get the fight out there. They've never taken away the one thing that people do. I don't know if it's completely, but
and basketball. Danny had that question, or I think it was you that had the question about the rivalries. There's no fucking rivalries nowadays, man.
That's my question. That's why I asked it, because I'm like sitting there going like, I can't name that. I mean, me neither. For me in football, the Chiefs still have the Raiders. I think you can still count that. But it's still not as bad. I mean, those guys wouldn't even shake hands after games back in the 80s and early 90s. They did. No, fuck that. No, they wouldn't do that. Nowadays, they're out there going, hey, man, good game. It's like, no, you don't do that.
I agree.
So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's just these games, man, they've gotten, again, like all sorts of stuff. They've gotten soft.
Facts.
But, yeah. Sorry, that went in so many different directions.
That's okay. And we've been going in different directions. We were talking about COVID. We talking about all this shit today. So we just winging it, man.
I don't mind that the players got power now. I just think, as it comes down to fairness, I understand what you're saying, how the rivalry, and I like that aspect of it. That was the biggest rivalry that I've ever seen in basketball. Where two of them was how the Celtics hated the Lakers, and how the Bulls hated the Pistons. It was good television, good drama. But I just hate it when the team like, okay, Chris Knight, he's outlived his usefulness. He don't score what he do. He don't do this. So we're going to get him just on his name and get him out of here. Don't care that he's going to uproot his family. He's going to uproot blah, 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 whatever the case may be. He's out of here and gone. Or if you do something that maybe doesn't look, or the perception doesn't look like whatever the team perception should be, then okay, we getting Chris out of here, we getting ours out of here. I don't like that. I like the fact that players can come together now and be like, hey, man, we're going to do this. We're going to get this money. We're going to get this championship rings. You're going to get this, whatever you're going to, especially if you move to LA, you're going to get all the perks that come with being in LA or a hot market, and you get what's beneficial for you and your family. That appeals to me. I mean, I don't care because the owners going to get their money, especially in the NFL.
But the thing is,
I don't care if they like each other and play. I don't care.
My thing is, I don't care about the players having the power. Yes, I'm happy for them. It's just they keep going. Everybody's playing with everybody. Like now, look at the NBA. What teams do you, when you say championship, right? We always say, yeah, you can look out for the Grizzlies. You can look out for the Jazz. You can look out for this team. But there's only two teams that you know are going to win. It's either going to be the Lakers or the Nets.
That suits me. That's fine.
Of course it does, but no.
I would say this.
So if it was the San Antonio Spurs, you wouldn't be saying this argument. You'd be like, okay.
No, not real. No, not really. Because when the Spurs were playing, the ball games were competition. They had to go through the Lakers. They had to go through the Sacramentos when they were good. They had to go through the Portlands when they were good. You know what I mean? It made the games more exciting. Now it's going to be Lakers are going to breeze through the West. You know, I may have a series here or there with the Nets
No, we just checked. They're number 5. They're in the 5 seed.
Yeah, but that's because they've been injured all year, though, Danny.
Hey, if they playing within the rules and the guidelines, and the rules and the guidelines favor the players versus favoring the owners, then I don't care.
That is fine, but the players need to start thinking about playing with each other and wanting to beat on one another. That's what competition is. Me and you are close friends, Danny, but if we're playing a Tekken, I want to whoop your ass. I don't want to team up with you.
Yeah, but how about if we paying 2 other players and there's money on the line? Hey, Alonzo, hey, I know what you can do. You know what I can do. Let's team up. Let's go in this competition, this Tekken competition, and take this.
That's different.
It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. Hey, I play in the West Coast. LeBron James is kicking my ass. Damian Lillard tired of losing. He done go up against him 4 or 5 times a year. Lost. Hey, Dame, I see your contract is up, man. Come on with us, man. We know what you can do together. You can go ahead and get this money and get this championship, man. That's the same thing how he lured AD from New Orleans.
But
that's what happened.
Okay, no, this is the thing, Danny. You are absolutely correct. That's the first time you ever had a good fucking argument when it came to this topic. That's the first time. But I get that, you know. But 2 of us together. But then we need to bring in Chris, who's the best on his team. Then we need to bring in, you know, Josh, who's the best on his team. Now we got 5 players that are the best. It kills the competition for the rest of the league.
But single by ourselves, we're not winning nothing. We playing each other. We're not winning nothing. But we on the West Coast. This hot ass team on the East Coast that's kicking everybody ass. Why would we not join forces to beat that team over there?
But you see, this is the thing. We don't need to be. If we have a team, right, we could beat 2 players. We just need to have a good team. Me and you, let's say me and you are 1 and 2 or 3 and 4. The other team is 1 and 2, the 2 best players. Now we have 1 and 2, but we bring in a bunch of 4 and 5 guys off of the bench that can play. Those other teams don't have such a great bench. So now we have a stronger team. Like when San Antonio beat Miami in 2014, they were old, but they were a team. Miami Heat had Chris Bosh, LeBron James, Mighty Mouse, you know what I mean? Plus a pretty good bench, Ray Allen. So you don't need to always have the best players on a team as long as you have a good team.
But why would you not get the best players if the best players are available? You under the salary cap and they want to come play with you. Why would you turn that away if you have opportunity to do that?
I'm not saying I would, but I'm a competitive guy, right? So I wouldn't want to have the best team as long as I have a good team and I know I can compete.
I'm gonna use a different sport to explain what the problem is with the NBA doing this, and it's you're not seeing it as much, but let's go with Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers. They're becoming this. I have no doubt, even though they said it's not going to happen, that Edelman will probably end up in Tampa Bay. I hate that that's going to be the case. It's just like it's a good old boys thing. But back in the day when NASCAR was big in the 60s, 70s, 80s, everybody knew the drivers. Everybody knew what team they drove for. Everybody knew their numbers, and you had your driver. Well, over the past 10, 15 years, they've added a new car from Toyota, which if you're a NASCAR fan, you don't like that because Toyota doesn't belong there. It was Ford, Chevy, and Dodge. Okay. So then these teams just started trading players around or drivers, they started jumbling them all up. So you lost whose car is whose now. And then they started adding and changing all these rules. When you start changing the formula that works, it becomes an issue. And I think that is one thing the NBA is starting to see, because I mean, I've heard their numbers aren't that great. And that's because, what am I going to watch for? Why am I going to watch my team? Let's say I'm an Oklahoma Thunder fan, and I picked that team because they're basically the team that's closest to me. You know, why am I going to watch when I know they're not going to be in the playoffs this year? Because, well, the Nets are going to make it there. The Lakers are going to make it there, you know. And, oh, yeah, like this year in baseball and last year in football and a bunch of, you know, because of COVID, they've expanded the playoffs. They've done this to play in this or that. You know, they're trying to add things into it. But why do I care? Because in the long run, my team's got no chance. I mean, exactly. And so it hurts the sport. Now, I'm not saying, listen, if you got this guy over here, if you got Harden and you want him on your team, and you're, let's say you're Steph Curry, you want him over here in Golden State, then fine. One teammate, maybe two big guys on the team. But when you start taking all the offensive talent and it's only on 2 or 3 teams, what's the point of watching? I'll just 100%. Wait till the playoffs.
Okay, I understand
that's the problem with it.
Okay, I understand what both of you are saying, and I'll say I agree with. I'll give you 50% of that. Now the other 50%, you are the GM of one of these big NFL or Major League Baseball teams, and within the collective bargaining agreement, y'all have both agreed, the players and the coaches, that we can do ABC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, as long as it stays within the guidelines. You maneuver those guidelines, Chris Knight, and you are the general manager. You able to acquire this first baseman, this second baseman, this third baseman, this hitter, and all of them are A number ones. But you stay within the guidelines, under the salary cap. You did the moving and shaking, all that kind of stuff. Why should you be penalized that for the love of the game? It's your job to make sure that you get the best players on your team. So
I'm not blaming the GM. They're playing within the rules.
But I'm saying the players are. If you can't blame the GM for playing within the rules, then why are you blaming the players if they're playing the rules and want to play together?
Because the players don't have no competition in them anymore. It's like, we're going to go for the easiest path to win the battle. And yes, you are right. The players have the right to do that. The coaches have the right to do that. They're all in the rule books to do that. But when you're doing that, you're taking away from the overall game. Now, Caleb said, hold on, where is it there? That's not, hold on. The numbers are down because of COVID. No, it's not. People are home.
They were down before COVID.
Exactly.
TV ratings have gone down consistently.
Yeah, a lot of people. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Okay. Well, I was going to say is that's why I use NASCAR, because NASCAR is the same way. NASCAR used to be big time. I mean, they used to sell out these, 3, 4. I don't know how many people they fit in these damn tracks, but they used to sell out, and people watched the whole damn race. That doesn't happen anymore. I mean, and their numbers have gone down. NBA numbers have gone down. The only sport that has consistently gained people, and that's going to be in question too, because of some of the moves they've made over the past couple of years, is the NFL.
Yeah, NFL is going to be king for a while, bro.
Because they have parity.
It's parity. But they have been. I mean, I think this past year Goodell kind of corrected the ship, because they were taking some pretty crappy stances on some stuff. I mean, and so that was kind of hurting them. But this past year, when he said, you know what, we don't stand for this. If you want to do this, if you want to do that, you do it. And that might have helped them. But the NBA has consistently been losing ground. And, I think part of it is there, like you said, there's no parity. And I mean, no, it's not the player's fault. It's not the GM's fault. The game has allowed this to happen. And as you've seen, the NFL has one of the tightest grips on control of the league and players. And it works. Major League Baseball used to have that, and then you started getting the A-Rods and the Clemens and all these people starting to get these big contracts, and it just ballooned and got out of control. And then you got the Yankees who were spending, over, what was it? what was it? 100 million was the big number for a while there.
Yeah,
I mean, it's been even more than that.
Crazy.
Yeah, and it's like, what? Why am I going to watch? That's why when like my team, the Royals, who I don't know what they're probably over 100 million now, but
the reason with football is because they only play one game. In those other ones, they play a 7-game series, so it's hard for the inferior team to beat the superior team in a 7-game series. So that's why I look all lopsided and crazy. But if football was 7 games, whatever, it'd be in the same shape. But only get one. Yeah, I think so. No, you get 7 times to play somebody.
Yeah, but champion. No. I agree with you. The best team would win, but we'd have more competitive games because we'd have a lot of good teams. Like if you look at the thing between 1 and 8 in some of these leagues, it's like there's no way the 8's gonna be the 1 seed. Like you don't even think that there's gonna be an upset on that, And Flash was talking about Suns, Jazz, and Clippers. Yeah, they're all good teams, but ain't nobody picking them to win a title.
Yeah, regular season play is way different than playoff play. They're turning it up 2 or 3 notches and we talked to Uche and other. They don't even get paid in the playoffs. It's like peanut change. What are you saying? I can't believe it, but I guess when you get that ring, that's what it's for.
Absolutely. I'm just saying.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Also, no. Go ahead, Donnie.
I'm just saying we see on this question a while.
We can move on.
We got about 4 more. Switching over to football. Just recently this week, Tim Tebow practiced for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Did he?
Mm-hmm. He practiced in the wide receiver position, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
No, he practiced in the tight end position. So do you think that this is going to be his way back in? I think he's from Florida, if I'm not mistaken. And he seems to perform in crunch situations. So you think that, one, will he make the team? And if he does, I know that is going to do a lot for attendance because Tim Tebow played for a minor league team here in South Carolina where I live, the something Swamp Cats or Swamp Rats or some shit, so Swamp Dogs. And these suckers, dog attendance went through the roof because he draws people. So, you think Mr. Tebow's trying to make an appearance back into the NFL?
He probably is, but I don't think he'll draw people in the NFL.
No.
He has.
I think we talked about this.
He had, for whatever reason, man, he got that drawing power, and people love people that does stuff in clutch moments. He's known as Mr. Clutch. So
Tim Tebow's trash, bro.
Hey, I'm not saying he is. I'm just telling you, go back to the situation when he played was against Pittsburgh that he beat them with his Broncos.
Yeah, with one play.
I'm just saying that's what he's being called. I ain't saying that Danny is saying he's Mr. Clutch. I'm saying that's what sports announcers, in particular Skip Bayless, is saying.
Yeah,
to me, he ain't all that.
Wait, hold on. Who's saying that?
Skip Bayless.
Who?
Skip Bayless.
Exactly my point.
Skip Bayless say certain person is the GOAT, and I'm inclined to agree with him. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, of course, because he says that, right?
Some stuff he says is ludicrous, while others are.
Yeah, he also
brings some truth.
He also trashes Tom Brady all the time.
Who? No, you don't. He loved Tom Brady.
Oh no, it's Skip. No, he doesn't trash. He
trashes LeBron all the time.
Yeah, he trashes LeBron, but there's someone else he trashes too. That's good. I thought it was
Aaron Rodgers. He
No,
does not like Aaron Rodgers. He don't like Aaron Rodgers. He loves Tom Brady.
You got a good point there, right? No.
Yeah.
Huh? No, he got a good point there.
Skip.
Yeah, when he trashes Aaron Rodgers, there's a good point, right? He's right with that, right?
No, he does not.
No, he's not. Oh, okay, gotcha.
No, he does not. Aaron is a bad man. Whether you want to admit it or not, he is a bad man.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. So
he's a bad mama jamma. I don't think we talk about playing, like being in playing shape and being in football shape. I don't know if he's really going to be able to.
How old is Tebow now? How old is Tebow now?
He's probably in his early 30s.
Possibly.
Tim Tebow.
But he was out of the league because he wasn't doing
33.
good.
Well,
that's kind of old.
He's 33. Yeah, I mean, okay, this guy needs to, people love him. And if you know the sport well enough, go start it on the third tier game broadcast group.
Mm-hmm.
Get your feet wet in broadcasting.
Oh, he broadcasts now on the college. What is it?
Well, college is fun. Yeah. What I mean is he needs to move up to the NFL, and maybe not. Maybe his niche is college because he was all the rage in college. Yeah, maybe that is his niche.
I think it is.
I don't know why you would want to do this. Now, granted, I say that Michael Jordan did the baseball thing for a while. Let's go with even singers. Garth Brooks for years worked out in spring training camps. Yeah, he wasn't going to get on a team. That's not what he was there for, but he did it. Maybe he's just out there because he likes doing it, and it's just an opportunity to get back on the field and just do it.
Be one of the guys.
And maybe he's going in there going, "Hey guys, do you mind if I work out with you guys and go out there?" And they're going to put him in pads. Still, they're going to give him a shot. And God forbid the guy shows people up and he's like, "Oh my God, this guy's really got some moves." Well, let's just take him into the preseason, see what he does there. I mean, there is that chance too. Maybe it's just sure, come on over, work out with the guys, and then they think, well, it's a win-win situation. If he starts showing that he has some talent in someplace else, well, screw it. Maybe we get an easy way in because you're not going to give that guy. You're not going to give Tim Tebow the type of money you're going to give one of these draft picks. You're not because he's coming in. I mean, think of what Kurt Warner started when he came in as a backup. I think he was making like the league minimum, and then he won the Super Bowl. It's like,
and that's the thing. Maybe Tebow coming in at a tight end might have a better run in the NFL than he did as a quarterback. So we don't know. That could be definitely. But at 33, coming in as a tight end, I don't know. Maybe they'll just keep him in for blocking because your body can't take too many more hits at that age, bro.
No, I just don't know what they're. I mean, I don't know. I won't fault him for wanting to do it, but I don't think he'd survive a full season. And the Jags, they need more help than a 33-year-old guy who's never actually played a position you're putting him in. I mean, just to be honest.
Yeah, I was watching some of Uche's posts. He wasn't really happy with some of the things that the Jazz picked up in the draft, Like he wasn't happy. But it is what it is.
Okay. Next question is on a recent YouTube video, Tom Brady says Skip Bayless always has his back. And let's see if I can play it real quick. It's really short.
Who want to make news? I mean, look, we got Aaron Rodgers. It seems like he wants out. Tom, only you can upstage Aaron Rodgers. Are you retiring in the next 6 months? That's the only way we can upstage Aaron Rodgers tonight.
What would you guys have to talk about on your show, Shannon, if there wasn't that?
But Tom, I got to win some juice.
Skip's always got my back, and then I turned to you, and I'm like, why is he always hold on? That's funny.
Because you are. Oh God! Tom Brady is the most shiestiest, shit-eating, greasiest freaking.
Tell us how you really feel.
If I could give names, there's a lot of really what would you use slurs and slangs that I could use on that guy.
I got a question for you, Chris. I got a question for you. Let's say you were to get an interview with Tom Brady. Would you say all this shit that you're saying to him?
Fuck yes, I would.
You would not.
No. Listen to me. You know why my channel's called The Real Review 3000? If I got that, here's the thing. They wouldn't give me that because I would do that.
You'd be very foolish to do that, bro.
No, I wouldn't. I don't give a fuck because you know what? The guy. I'm sorry. The guy sits there and likes, his shit don't stink. I'm
As
sorry.
much
His
as I
shit
don't like,
stinks like crap. Like
as
the
much as
worst crap.
As much as I don't like the former president, I wouldn't go in there and say, Mr.
Oh, I
President,
do that too. I don't
I
care.
think you are a dumbass motherfucker. I would. I would think it.
Listen. Just because I say that doesn't change the fact he was the president. Just because I say that about Tom Brady doesn't change what he's done. It's just that. Listen,
the interview would last 2 seconds.
Fine. You know what?
Like, hey,
get up,
Tom
you
Brady.
punk ass bitch. Get up and walk out. Fuck you. You know what? You don't want to. If you can't handle the heat, don't fucking be where you're at.
You know what happened, Alzo? You try to click back on this channel and this shit be erased. Where's the real review? What happened?
Might be.
He'd be like, hey, Tom Brady,
everything.
You know you're a big cheater, right? Tom Brady, get up and leave. End the conversation.
Well, what does that say? If he gets up and leave, listen, if you can't stand up, and I'm not saying I'm going to fucking just go all ape shit on him. I got to be somewhat professional, but I'm going to ask about these things. I'm going to say, well, what about this situation? What about this? Why is it, do you think that in the first half of the Super Bowl this past year, you got more offensive pass interference calls that have been called all season in the first half? If I remember right, that's what they said, something like that. I want to know, why is it all of a sudden things that were perfectly fine now all of a sudden are being called left and right? I mean, I would ask questions. No. Listen, a GOAT doesn't need that stuff to happen.
Hey, if you don't think Michael Jordan and LeBron James, all the players get calls that other players wouldn't get?
Okay. Listen, NBA. The NBA is such a different monster when it comes to its fouls and stuff. Listen, I've asked people who call and ref basketball games, and what they tell me is listen, I could call 15 fouls in every exchange. I got to sit there and decide what's right, and then you ask, like in high school, a lot of them do high school basketball. I know it's not the same as the NBA. I've heard him say, yeah, this guy's, the best in the metro. You're not gonna call him unless it's so blatant that you have to call it.
Yeah.
The NBA though is really, really different because
cheating is cheating. And I'm gonna give you an example. There's a YouTube where they show LeBron James walking. He bounced the ball, stopped, took 2 steps, and bounced again, and the player was like, look. So
I seen that.
It's crazy.
I
just think that let me finish this thought. If you are a great player in whatever sport, I think when calls are close or when calls could drastically.
Do you know how many of those calls? Do you know how many of those calls weren't close?
Okay, I'm just saying. I don't agree. I don't agree with what you. I agree with what you're saying.
I know
that you shouldn't, but I'm just saying in sports, I've seen it, and correct me if I'm wrong. When a player reaches a certain status, and he's very, very popular, sometimes that is protective. I ain't saying it's right. Say again, Alonzo.
I seen Kobe elbow Mike Bibby in the face, and they called the foul on Mike Bibby.
Mm-hmm. I've seen stuff like that. Right. I don't know. I'm just saying. I think he's a shyster. I think he sits there. Listen, there's been plenty of people in American history who have rode a highway for a long time, and then one thing tears it all down. And I'm going to give you one name. I'm going to give you one name
Look who's joining us.
One, nobody cares about the Kansas City.
What the fuck?
Two,
we're not talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, so shut the fuck up there.
Yeah, I'm sure. There's nothing on your screen. Listen.
No, but we're not talking about
I'm upset about the Cowboys draft. I'm upset about the Cowboys draft. The first pick was good. Glad to see everybody, by the way.
What's up?
I like the first pick. I think it's a steal. What the fuck were they doing? It felt like they intentionally went after people that like to put their wang on people's shoulders in the locker room, and which is something one of them really did. And like anyone that had character issues, they were like, you know what? Jerry's like, that's our guy there. He's gonna be a star. Like it's Pac-Man Jones all over again, and Tank. Whatever his name is, with all the guns in the car, the defensive tackle that we had.
Oh my God!
It's like if they can't be a Cowboy without a without something.
A record?
Hey, bro, that's your modus operandi, bro.
God,
The thuggier you are, the more we want you.
man.
And
But when I
We
was gonna
can
bring
get
up
that in a minute.
one name.
If
I was
these
gonna bring
guys
up one name really
perform-
quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
That is a perfect example of why you don't need to be so in everybody's, on every interview, all like I'm the baddest shit. Lance Armstrong, 7 Tour de France's in a row, and then look where he's at now.
I knew that's what you were gonna say.
I get the same feeling
I knew.
looking back at the way that Lance Armstrong composed, like how he was on interviews and stuff. I get the same feeling from Tom Brady.
I don't think that's gonna happen, bro.
No. I'm not saying it's going to be some doping scandal. I'm just going to say that at some point.
I think even if they do have the evidence, Tom Brady is so revered. No, I'm just going to say this, and I don't mean to piss him off, but nobody gives a shit. Listen, nobody that I know gives a damn about a fucking bicycle race, a Tour de France, a Tour, whatever. I don't give a shit about that.
The Live Strong Foundation that he started for cancer victims and people like that, he was getting millions and millions of dollars through that foundation. There were stadiums across this country that had that foundation's name on it. It took 1 year to rip that all down. Oh, listen.
I understand that.
It was revered.
Organization, but I don't care about
because listen, Lance Armstrong is such a bad person. He raised hundreds of millions of dollars for cancer research. What an ass. I don't care how much he doped. I don't care if Tom Brady doped. You know what I mean? Like, I think they all should. Maybe it was Bill Barr that was like, no, like we should encourage them to do it. They're like, because by the time it gets to us, they're going to get all the kinks out of all the negativity that comes with HGH, and you know what I mean? Like, so then like, yeah, it's going to be great for us. Like
Geiscar, really simple. It doesn't have to be just doping. There's been lots of other things. Look what happened to Pete Rose. Pete Rose is only making money off of signing his name on shit because the baseball won't let him back anyways. Yeah, but I agree. But all it takes is one thing that can tear you down.
I understand that.
But Brady
Tiger
is
Woods,
smart enough.
Tiger Woods. How many years did it take Tiger Woods to try to come back from that?
Brady is smart enough not to fucking let.
I don't. And listen, this is a guy that walks around like he's a dope and walks into other people's houses. Yes, I don't think he's that smart.
Hold on. He's poster boy for the NFL. He will be the poster boy for the NFL. And if anything happens, they will cover that shit up before anybody even finds out.
Preach, brother, preach.
I don't think so. But I think if it's egregious enough, they'd make an example out of that.
Unless he murders somebody and shit.
No, not even then. Look at Pac-Man Jones. I know I brought him up earlier, but like, how many different times was he arrested? And he had a full career. You know what I mean? So you're saying that one thing happens with Tom Brady and the NFL's like, whoa, there, guy, that's too far. Pac-Man Jones was a cornerback. Nobody said about a cornerback.
We're talking also about that Tom Brady only has a few more years, however long that is. I'm talking more that this stuff happens when they get out. Something's good. I mean, okay, wait. I got one good example for you, and I'm not saying that that's what he'll do, but think about anything that has to do with children. Anything like that happens after his career, they will wipe him from their history.
But I give you 2 quarterbacks.
And I'm not saying that's what it's going to be. I'm just saying there is those type of things that can happen.
I agree.
Yeah, sure. If he blows up,
and I just get this feeling like there's something that he's got that just.
There's 2 quarterbacks that have been in kind of hot water with females and stuff. One is Big Ben. They were able to cover that up. Also, there's a little smoke with Peyton Manning.
When he was at Tennessee.
Was throw money under that stuff.
I was talking about Tennessee. When Peyton Manning was at Tennessee.
I'm saying when he retired, that kind of resurfaced a little bit too, but they kind of quickly threw water on that shit or something at it.
Yeah, but they do that though for a lot of players, and I understand why. You know what I mean? Like I was complaining about Jerry Jones and the people he was picking, but that's the thing about being having a skill set that is rare. You know what I mean? If you have that, they're gonna let some shit go. That's why
Yep.
It's going to take a lot for no one to take a chance on you. Sure, if Tom Brady blows up like a federal building, yeah, they're probably going to disown him. But that seems a little unlikely. You know what I mean?
Very, very unlikely.
Yeah. I mean, O.J. Simpson's still in the Hall of Fame, isn't he?
Unless he go home and drink a big pitcher of dumbass juice, he'd be.
I think that he was removed enough from that, but I could be wrong. I don't know. There's still there. Listen, there are lots of examples that I look at, and I think that they're yeah, but they don't invite O.J. Simpson places anymore.
No,
it's like, yeah, you just stay over there.
He was occupied there for a while while being in prison.
Just a bit, yeah. I mean,
but OJ got off though. If he had been convicted, they probably would have removed him.
There's another thing too.
Yeah, he did get convicted of the stuff that happened in Las Vegas, and he lost a civil case as well.
But the thing about that though is they did prove that it was his.
Yeah,
it was his
stuff.
Yeah, and so because he did it with the gun and broke into the room to do it, and call the cops next time. But maybe he had a problem with the cops after the whole LA thing.
All right, next question. Woo, I like this one.
Oh Lord,
the bad man, number 12 from Green Bay. He is disgruntled with that organization. He said, "I'm tired of y'all cheese eating mofos. Let me out of here. Y'all ain't give me no really good help other than Devontae. I mean, the other Aaron, what's his name, Jones?
Yeah.
He said, I want out. Now, there have been 2 landing spots have been discussed on First Take and also Skip and Shannon. One has been the Cleveland Browns. They said, with Odell Beckham coming back,
they
he goes there, replaces what's his face? That's the quarterback.
Menzel.
Baker.
No, Baker.
Sorry, Mayfield.
Johnny
Manziel. Man, God. No.
That if Aaron Rodgers is put in there with the current weapons that they have, that they could instantly be a Super Bowl contender, which I know somebody on the panel would not like that. And
I wouldn't count him out at this point.
Other landing pad they say could be the New Orleans Saints under Sean Payton with Alex Kamara, or I can't think of the other, Thomas, the wide receiver, that he could go there and make some noise. Do you think he's going to leave Green Bay? And if he does, where would be the better fit for him? I've also
not leaving.
I've also heard Broncos.
He's not leaving.
Right.
He's got to be traded. He's still on a contract.
Well, trade.
Well, yeah.
If he forces himself to I want to get the hell out. Somebody agrees to buy this contract. Do whatever got to do to make the deal. Would he be a better fit with the Broncos, a better fit with the Browns, a better fit with the Saints?
Well, I don't know about fit. Like, I think for the Browns, I don't think they're ready to just give, because if they brought in anyone to take over for Baker, that's going to kill Baker's potential, and like he's not as bad as like what I think people like. I think he does have the capability of getting them.
He's starting to get it
to a championship game.
You got Baker Mayfield now, who's on this side of his career, and project to get better. But you got somebody who right now is at the precipice of his career, kind of leaning towards the backside. Who would you get if you had an opportunity to get that man? Would you get him or would you pass?
I think for the betterment of the franchise, I would pass. I would stay with Baker Mayfield because I'm
gonna get better run out of him.
Yeah.
All right.
No. Listen.
Okay. I'm gonna give that to you, Chris. One quick question. Hanzo, you get a chance to get the man and get rid of Big Ben, the Big Mac eater. What you gonna do?
What am I gonna do? I'm gonna keep Big Ben.
You're crazy, dude. You would just like do a trail of McRibs out the stadium.
Hold on. Let him talk.
I ain't saying it because of who's better right now. I'm saying it because Ben won me championships. I'm gonna let him finish his career in Pittsburgh. That's what I'm gonna do. I want.
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. Not this time. No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction.
I love that one.
Aaron Rodgers.
No, I agree though.
Aaron Rodgers isn't the way Pittsburgh is now. Aaron Rodgers is not going to be the one to get them to the Super Bowl. They need more than Aaron Rodgers.
What do they need? What do Pittsburgh need to get Super Bowl?
They need wide receivers.
The cure for diabetes.
We need wide receivers.
That's
All right,
excellent,
listen.
Matt Foreman.
At least they're doing better than the Dallas Cowboys doing. So
Hey, look,
I'm
it's
fine
right.
with that.
Go ahead,
fine
Chris.
with that.
It is not just about implementing one piece. Now, listen, it worked for Tom Brady, fine, but that's because it didn't really have a quarterback that. Listen, you take a quarterback like Baker Mayfield, who's starting to really kind of gel with that team. You know, if they hadn't lost Beckham last year, and if Beckham hadn't gotten so pissy about stuff, I think they could. Well, they could.
I think they need to trade
but-
Beckham. I would not. Take
yeah,
Beckham
I
back.
still think that too. But I'm saying you take Baker Mayfield out of there and you put Aaron Rodgers in there. There's no guarantee those people are going to give that heart and that play as hard for him. And now again, I know, Matt, they don't play not to win, but they're not going to play as hard possibly. So you have to think about, if I remove this guy just to get this better quarterback, is it going to hurt the morale of the team? Is the morale of the team just going to go like, well, why am I going to play with this? Because this guy was the guy I played with for the past 3 years. I know him.
There, Donnie.
Huh?
Keep that up there.
Flash, who are you talking about?
Who's talking
the
about the
Browns.
Steelers?
I think he's talking about the Browns because the Browns
No,
drafted
the Browns.
that wide
The Browns
receiver.
got the best two running backs. The best two running back tandem in the NFL. You ain't talking about that.
Guaranteed he's talking about the Steelers.
Well, he's crazy.
I think he is.
And if you're saying the Steelers have wide receivers, who do we have? Juju
talking about
Smith-Schuster?
And what's one? The
We have
outlaw.
Washington.
Jesse James. What's his name? Jesse James was Wallace's outlaw. What's his name?
Who?
Oh, what, the tight end?
No, he had an outlaw name. Wasn't it like Jesse James or something like that? For the Steelers?
I don't know. I don't know which player you're talking about.
Claypool.
Oh, yeah, even him. You know what I mean? Like, where did he go? We have.
I'm saying, didn't they have a running back name? Last name was James or something like that?
It's possible.
You don't know your own team receivers?
The running back was O'Connor last year.
No, I'm saying the receivers.
Oh,
Juju
yeah,
Schuster,
you're right.
Claypool. They had one like Jesse James or something. What his name?
Yeah,
like that?
Washington and Jesse James. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We have no wide receivers. We need good wide receivers. You know, even our running game wasn't that fucking good last year.
You got four number twos.
I mean that equals.
I don't even think Juju.
My teams ain't got number 1-1, so you got 4 twos.
But I don't even.
Cowboys
think
got 3
number.
ones.
I don't even think Juju's a number 2. Juju's a number 3. He's not a number 2.
I don't know.
No, he was pretty damn good when he had Antonio Brown on the other side. AB, like,
because
of all the attention going that way.
Because of all the attention.
That's why you need a number 1.
Right, but they also need a number 2 because he did shit last year. And
he was made the number 1.
And we had Claypool, who he should have been a good number 2, but he wasn't.
God's gone,
he was a deep threat.
What are you smoking, man? Please stop it.
I feel bad for Andy Dalton.
Hey,
man.
Anzo.
Yo,
I thought, keep your stash to yourself, man. Bosco's talking all sorts of weird shit there. He must have broke into your house and grabbed some of your stash.
You better stop sending that shit. Now I see why he is not on this show, because he's talking some crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears are winning.
Flash, we have Juju, but again, Juju's not a number 1.
No. But see, the Cowboys, we got 3 number 1s. We got CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, and don't sleep on Gallup. That boy, he has some wheels on him.
God.
And they all did nothing last year.
Well, no, not like no, they still produced with what they had throwing to them. You know what I mean? Look,
Mr. Mardigan, how old are you?
I'm 37.
How long have you been a Cowboy fan?
All my life. I remember.
Why are you constantly promoting that team that ain't been nowhere in 25 years, almost or more than half your life? You ain't never seen them in the Super Bowl.
I've seen them. No, I've seen them in the Super Bowl.
In playbacks.
No, I remember being a kid at the Super Bowl party, and I remember the cake with the Buffalo Bills and the Dallas Cowboys on it. I remember this specifically. Yes. Listen, here's the deal, right? Sorry. What happened 25 years ago has absolutely nothing to do with this Super Bowl team that we have right now. Dak Prescott is going to outplay Tom Brady. Mark it, lock it down, guaranteed.
Here we go again.
Where's your notebook, Danny?
How much you want to bet on that?
Sorry, you're breaking up.
We're not going to bet. How many oranges would you like to send to South Carolina?
Okay. What, that he's going to outplay Tom Brady?
Yeah, because I'm definitely going to take that bet.
All right. Well, all right. Let's be specific now. I'm talking statistically.
Yes.
Even
I
though
don't give a shit about statistics. The end of the game, all that matters is at the end of the day, who ass is lifting up the damn Lombardi trophy? Who's it going to be? Is it going to be your guy or is it going to be Brady?
Well, no, I mean it's gonna. Be
I don't think it'd be either of them.
It's gonna be CeeDee Lamb. They're all gonna have a chance to lift the trophy when they win it.
Yeah,
you know.
Cowboys ain't even seen the playoffs, bro.
Yeah, we've seen them. We've won playoff game. Dak Prescott won one against Seattle.
The only way y'all see the playoffs is when old boy called the games for the playoff games.
Who?
The commentator, Romo, when he called the games for the playoffs, that's when y'all see him.
We won that. Seattle was on Fox. That game was on Fox.
Romo's only been into the playoffs once, bro.
That's not true.
Yeah, how many
That's
times
not true.
Okay, twice.
No. All right, so So
yeah, look it up.
They gave him that brand new football in Seattle in 2006. Which cost them the game. That wasn't their fault. That was, they cheated them then. Then they lost to the New York Giants one year, the year that they won the Super Bowl against the Patriots. They lost to Minnesota Vikings in the Super Bowl. In the playoff after they had just beat Detroit Lions. And then
he went four times.
Right? Yeah.
4 times.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then got robbed in Green Bay. When Dez Bryant caught that football.
Dallas always get robbed or showing a stick or call went this
because that's the only way they can hold us down.
Because he was robbed. He was robbed when he missed that field goal, right? When he botched the field goal attempt, they were robbed that game, right?
Against Seattle. No, what happened was, and this is a fact, there was a new rule implemented because of this. So what they did was the home team took care of those balls for like special teams, right? And they took a brand new ball out of the box, out of the package. And if you've ever had one, it's very slick. So it was drizzling, right? So that ball is brand new and it's slick. All right. And they did that on purpose so that they couldn't get that. By the way,
how'd you think of that? How'd you think of that lie so smooth like that? And I mean, he's saying it with conviction too, like he actually believed that.
It is a fact. No, look it up, because now there are rules that the balls have to be kept by like a neutral party. No longer does the home team provide those balls because they were robbed in that game. Look at the catch rule that has changed ever since after what happened with Dez Bryant when they called that a non-catch when they would have won then too. Look, I get that's how they try to stop Michael Irvin back in the day with the offensive pass interference because Michael Irvin was too good.
Listen, that's right. You know what? They could have done much more to stop. Listen, they should have just gone straight to the Coke to stop Michael Irvin, though. That would have stopped him.
That's what I had to do. Say, here's a bag.
I mean, look, you try to throw salt on the game of a man that was high as shit. It was a perennial Pro Bowler.
What was his nickname?
Prime time. No, sorry, that was Dion. Michael Irvin is
Game something.
No, was it?
What was his nickname?
I don't remember.
God.
By the way, how great is Drew Pearson whenever he is at the draft? Did y'all hear when he announced what pick was it? I guess the second pick. Yeah, it was the second pick. I forgot. Oh yeah, that kid that quit. The one that dude, man, I'm so pissed about Playmaker. Sorry, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he was again, they always do this shit.
I'm not doubting he was good, but I mean, right now I'm telling you, man, y'all are not going to win a Super Bowl, and I'm going to say it's kind of morbid, but it's true. You're not going to win a Super Bowl until after the owner dies, because right now he is trying to grasp at straws because he is racing against Father Time, and he won another Super Bowl before he died. So
and this is the year.
He's not thinking. He was like, yeah. Alonzo can do this. Yeah. Danny can do this. Yeah, Matt can do this. And we can't do shit.
No, well,
you don't have a good coach.
But he also doesn't have all the control that he did though. Now his son Steven has a huge influence on where the team goes.
Steven got sense. Steven said, look, I'm only like 50 something. So, Dad, I got about 20, 30 more years. So, just go ahead and sit in your wheelchair and shut the hell up and let me run this.
You know what's funny though, Danny?
Huh?
Isn't it every year Cowboys fans say that this is their year?
Mm-hmm.
Every year.
I'm telling you,
Listen.
I don't. You know what the bad thing is? I don't hate Dallas Cowboys players.
How could
I don't hate them. I actually like Dak Prescott. It's suckers that, like you below me that talk all that goddamn nonsense that makes you just want to. If I could fly to Dallas and blow up the stadium, I would do it.
Police officer, Danny. Police officer.
Right?
Do that.
I'm just saying that metaphorically speaking. I don't mean nothing intentionally. I ain't trying to kill nobody. I ain't trying to kill nobody.
What flash they put like
when the all season when ain't nobody there and it's totally I just okay. Yeah, I just get my infinity gauntlet and snap it back into existence. But that's what I do.
Look, by the way, Flash, they put a lot of picks into the defensive line. I don't like any of the picks that they made for the defensive line, but I mean that's what they did. I'm not excited about Dan Quinn taking over this defense. Like I don't know if you saw Falcons last year.
One thing that really hurt y'all is Jerry Jones gave Zeke all that money, and Zeke pretty much told him to kiss his ass because he ain't been doing nothing since he got paid. Nothing.
Well, so he was high a lot. Like,
am I lying? He went over there. He went over there to what was it, Puerto Rico or somewhere? Got all
Cancun, I think maybe.
Cancun, got all his shape and stuff. Try to fool people that he was actually done turn the corner. And all he was doing was just playing damn possum.
Yeah, like
as soon as Jerry signed it, stroked that check. Man, fuck you. I ain't doing that.
And Doc's gonna do the same thing. He's like, you guys wanted to franchise tag me so many years. Now you gave
one
him
time.
Money? Huh?
One time they franchised.
Okay.
First of all,
they franchised him, and then last year they didn't want to give him his money, so they gave it to him this year, and now he's gonna be like, I got my money. I'm gonna be so mediocre this year. It's not even funny.
Okay, a couple things too with Zeke. I don't know how someone can be both ripped and fat at the same time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you look at like, how do you have like ribs and like a beer belly? Like what? I mean, like not ribs, but like abs and a beer belly. Like it's so weird with him. Anyway,
it don't matter about the belly. It matter about the legs. If he can run and take that pounding.
Well, don't forget about our offensive line was decimated last year, like the entire year. You know what I mean? Like,
y'all got more excuses than players.
No, we just have facts and reality.
Never heard no shit like that before.
Our offensive line was decimated the entire year, but
you're supposed to have more players than excuses. But Dallas Cowboy fans got more excuses than the players. I don't understand that. Ain't a roster consists of about 52 players.
Game day, yeah.
Y'all got like 54 excuses. I ain't never seen no shit like that before.
Oh wait, no, game day's 44, I think. Well, listen,
whatever it is, y'all excuses outnumber that. Did you see the ref? The ref, how can the ref call that?
Every time
he called it.
You don't remember the game?
Every time y'all lose close, the ref calls it. Every time.
You don't remember the game where the ref threw his hat down in the end zone and our wide receiver slipped on it, so he he was wide open, was going to get a touchdown, and the ref threw his hat down and had him slip on it.
I can't wait till NFL start. I want to see what the excuse this year going to be.
I don't need one.
Will y'all be another 8-8? Y'all are the 8-8 Kings. Will y'all be another 8-8?
That was with the clapper.
I'm gonna see what the excuse is gonna be this year.
Don't need one. We got it this year.
I know my team sucks. I'm cool with it. I have lived with it. I've learned to. It don't even bother me now when people joke about it because I'm just tone deaf to it.
Y'all don't even have a name. There's no comparison.
It don't matter. That's cool. I don't care. I'm still gonna call them the Redskins until they get a new name. But guess what? But the Dallas fans, oh my Lord, every year y'all got so much determination.
By the way, I like Dak's contract. There's a lot of room in there. That
you all right, Chris?
I'm fine. I'm doing other things while you guys are talking Cowboys because I could give a shit less.
Oh yeah, because there's so much excitement about the Chiefs. Boy, that Super Bowl had to be hard on you, right?
No, because listen, the last half of the season, I even said. No, last half of the season, I said I'm just not positive they've got the team that can do it this year. I said that during the playoffs.
The only reason why you said that was to keep yourself from, you know what I mean? Just in case they didn't win
bullshit.
it. Yeah,
no. You know what's funny is you talk. No. Let me say this. You guys constantly say, "Oh, you look, he's got an excuse. Cowboys are going to do this next year." I'm not like that. I at least I tell you, I just don't. Not positive about that. I'm honest with myself. I don't just think my team's going to win because they're my team. I'm honest with myself. You know what? Yeah, if they're going to be 3-13 next season, that's just how it's going to be. If they start off like crap next year, I'm not going to sit there and think they're going to get to the Super Bowl, let alone the playoffs. I don't sit here and look at it like, oh, they're just the greatest thing ever.
You shouldn't. I agree with you. Now with the Cowboys, however, it's totally different.
Here we go.
We got the rings to prove it, though.
Like, I'm just saying, from the outside looking in, couldn't that look like you trying to cover all your bets, Chris? I'm just saying.
How many more?
I don't.
Still more though, right?
Did I back down from? Did I back down from our jelly beans?
You did not.
So tell me when I've ever said something on here and not backed it up.
Every time you talk about the Chiefs.
But that's what I'm saying is that I don't not back it up. If I say that it's going to happen and it doesn't happen, I'm going to say I was wrong. But it doesn't mean I have to say Tom Brady's the best. It doesn't mean I have to agree that the Dallas Cowboys are going to do anything next year other than 8-8.
This year, I want to change this. If certain person that I think go to the Super Bowl and person that you think might go to the Super Bowl, if my person goes, you have to say on here that he's the GOAT.
Then I won't take that bet.
I don't like I don't like that bet either. I'll tell you why. It's like I don't have you don't have to say water is wet. You know it. Tom Brady is the GOAT. Like
no, he's not, but okay.
By every standard of measurement, he is the GOAT.
I love how he sells the shit he sells and makes you guys eat it with no problem.
All I will say is this, and I know Danny will never want to admit it, but I'm gonna fucking admit it. We were talking to Uche, and Danny had to figure. Danny said, Uche, who's the GOAT at quarterback? And Uche said, oh man, he didn't say, but Danny said Tom Brady. And Uche was like, oh, hell no, he's a fucking cheater. He said everybody in the NFL they know him as a cheater.
Exactly. See, that's what I'm trying to say. This is not
Onzo broke the code. You were not supposed to reveal that to Chris. You
no.
I know.
Well, no. I have heard Uche say that. Uche doesn't.
I didn't like something about that guy.
Uche never hides that. I know that about him. Remember, I've been talking to this guy for 2 years on Twitter and stuff, and he agrees with me about a lot of this stuff. We've talked about we talked about one of the championship games he was in, and after that, we started talking about all sorts of stuff. It's like he's like, "Oh shit, you knew about that? You know about this?" It's like, "Hell yeah, dude."
Yeah, I have Google. Sorry.
No. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, man, I got Google.
Oh my god. Would you kick this motherfucker off? Look at him talking about Dallas going to win next year. Bull fucking shit.
That's you
know what? Too. I would be more inclined to call Dak Prescott the GOAT if they win the Super Bowl next year than even if Tom Brady wins again next year. I would be more inclined to call. No, what I mean is, if Tom Brady were next year, I'm still not going to say he's the GOAT. If Dak Prescott gets them to the Super Bowl and wins it, I might call him the GOAT because I don't know how the fuck they're going to do that.
I think you have an argument there. I know it's early on, but I think there's an argument there.
Pittsburgh I've always been a big fan before Dallas does.
What would it take for you to call Tom Brady the GOAT, Chris?
Nothing. I won't do it.
Well, if he win the next three, let's just say hypothetically, he win the next 2 to 3 Super Bowls.
No. Okay, wait. I'll give you something. If it's a straight up, absolute win, and there's just no question marks there, no weird things happening. I mean, literally, 1 or 2 offensive pass interference calls is one thing. Literally, like I can't even remember. I had to go back and check. That is always the case with him, and when it isn't, he loses.
How about this? Real quick.
That's my point.
We're going back to February of this year. Oh, look at that. He legitimately won the Super Bowl with a brand new team in his first year.
No.
An entirely new conference.
There's questionable calls in that game for Chris.
There's just listen, I'm not going to call him the GOAT. Just not.
That's fine.
And I will never back down from that. Again, I say something, I stick by it. I don't give a fuck how many he wins. He is a shiesty motherfucker.
I don't know if y'all remember 10 minutes ago when I asked him, like, ooh, I bet that Super Bowl had to be hard for you. No, man, no problem here. No problem here.
No, we're talking about Tom Brady.
No
I
problem.
care less about that.
I accept it.
I'm talking about Tom Brady. He's a shiesty motherfucker. And Uche also thinks that. And Uche's been in the fucking locker rooms. He knows. Listen, he knows those types of guys. He knows when he sees a shiesty motherfucker, and he's a shiesty motherfucker.
When he said if you ask like 90% of the NFL players, they won't say Brady, I was like, okay.
Listen,
okay.
It
Just
doesn't
say
matter if he's
You are giving away secret you're not supposed to be doing.
This isn't anything that Uche hides. Uche doesn't hide these facts.
You don't tell me how people react to me. I know what people are doing no matter what they say. Because I read minds, you dig? I don't take no shit off of you. You're lying through your fucking teeth. I know it, you know it, and this fucking hoe know it. Come on, leave me alone.
That's our favorite clip, man. Oh my God.
I like the clip though.
It could be a lot of hate. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Hate, a lot of jealousy. That too. You can't say it's
Listen,
not. I'm not saying it is all, but it could be a lot of that too.
That can also be because you look at it and you're like, why does he get that call? Why does this listen? Hate is bred from the seeds of
greatness.
No. I swear to God.
Look, real quick though. Look, there's always, whenever we're talking about the greatest of all time, like in sports, like they're always going to be a little, like, you know what I mean? Like MJ had a early 1900s leader mustache on a commercial. That's weird as shit, dude. Why are you doing that, MJ? But he's still the GOAT when it comes to the NBA. Like, there's no argument there. You know what I mean?
There's argument, but I'm agreeing with you on there that he's a GOAT.
Yeah. So, like that's some weird, you know what I mean? Like,
but really, now this is a real question, serious question. I'm not trying to. If Tom Brady is not the GOAT, who is the GOAT in the NFL now? Who is better than Tom Brady?
What, of all time or right now?
Of all time.
Of all time. If it's not Tom Brady, who is number two? Or who is the GOAT?
I'd have.
If you think Tom Brady is not the GOAT, who is the GOAT in your mind?
What? Well, when Joe Montana played for Kansas City,
no. I mean, what would it matter? Even if I said Joe Montana, it wouldn't be because of what he did here in Kansas City.
I
mean, he never won a Super Bowl here. It would be because of what he did.
Yeah, because he was in Kansas City.
No, he was in San Francisco.
Quentin would say Joe Montana, hands down.
I mean, I would lean towards. I would lean towards him, but I don't know. I'd have to go and really think about it. Because
I'll say this: if it's not Tom Brady, it's Jerry Rice.
No, you see, I could go for that.
No, I'm not saying player. I'm saying quarterback.
Oh, for quarterback.
Quarterback. Okay. Yeah, big.
If Tom Brady is not the
I don't like John Elway, but I guess it might either be John Elway or Joe Montana.
You don't have to like them.
Now for player,
no, I understand that.
If it's not,
for quarterback,
Brady, if it's not for quarterback and it's just player, to me, Lawrence Taylor is the greatest of all times.
I really like that because, like, I mean, as much drugs and everything that he did for him still to be able to play at that level.
When quarterbacks played against him, I've heard different interviews and stuff. They were always looking to their right and like, okay, get this. Hey, there you go. So somebody changed the game, made that guard position. I think Lawrence Taylor is what made the guard position so doggone important now for quarterbacks because he was just terrible. And look what he did to Joe Theismann. I mean,
I was about to say,
destroy
like, yeah, Joe Theismann should have really looked over to the left.
yeah, like what the fuck? Oh, toothpick.
Right. Ooh. But
I'd still say Jerry Rice though.
yeah, I
Jerry
mean
Rice.
Jerry Rice, like the records that he has as a wide receiver, some of them are maybe
right
since
back.
they're adding more games, but like most of them are never going to be able to be like to be broken. You know,
Yeah.
he just was so prolific. He was so good.
Prolific.
Yeah, I got you for so long.
You see, it's because of him why I won't put Joe Montana as the best.
Right. Well,
You know
and
what I
John
mean?
Elway though has that same problem. You know, he wasn't getting shit done until he got Terrell Davis. That defense, you know, that free safety was what was his name? Water, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Atwater?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it was
Yeah.
Atwater.
Boy, that dude could hit. Remember the Nigerian Nightmare, the running back? He was like the Brandon Jacobs of the 90s. Brandon Jacobs was a running back for the New York Giants, but dude was like 6'4", 320
What, you mean
pounds.
Okoye?
Huh?
Christian Okoye?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he was crazy. Yeah, he just run right through everybody.
Yeah, until Atwater put a lick on
Yeah.
him. And Atwater was not a big boy. Like he was a free safety, like true free safety. Not like Ronnie Lott pretending he's a safety and not a defensive end. But
Becky made some good choices. Brett Favre, Drew Brees. They're all good, but I would put Joe Montana over those guys.
Yeah. I think ring count, is important. And Brett Favre, by the way, he does own the record for the most interceptions ever. I like Drew Brees a lot as well, but I don't think he has the hardware to really, back that up. But
Flash, I sent you the link on Twitter.
I think Peyton Manning has to be in that combo for sure.
Absolutely, 100%. All right, Flash, Donnie's coming in a second. I'll let you in.
Yep.
But absolutely, Peyton Manning would have to be on that.
Yeah.
To me, if it's Brady's the number one, Peyton's the number two for me.
Yeah. I agree with it. As quarterbacks, yeah. Because Peyton Manning, somebody was talking about how he throws an ugly ball. He's like, yeah, I threw that ugly ball for the most touchdowns ever.
And he audibled and read the game like no other quarterback. Like as soon as he hit the fucking line, as soon as he hit the line,
at the line, he would have they would have the formation or whatever, and there would be a number of plays, and he would check to those plays, like depending on what the defense was doing. It was
they never did the play they were lined up to play. They never. He always audible all the time.
I don't even think you can consider it an audible. I don't even think the play was even picked until he got to the line.
I agree.
But how you feeling about Madden 21, by the way? Same shit.
I haven't really played much in a while.
Same shit.
Even my basketball.
Madden 21 is bad.
It's like they're all the same. What up, Flash?
Yeah, I was outside the basketball court on my phone watching you guys. I just got back in.
And I did say Big Ben is the GOAT. Yes, guys, I said
Big Ben.
Monster Paradise said Eli Manning is the greatest. What is he smoking?
In the playoff, possibly.
Eli.
He's like the third best Manning. He's the third best Manning. What are you talking about, man? Archie was better. Peyton was better. I don't know about Archie. I don't know.
Well, Archie was considered good, but yeah, no. Eli Manning.
Well, so it wasn't all his fault though. Eli Manning did have like a dormant Down system, Down syndrome, gene. You know what I mean? Like he had that look. Like I just kept waiting for it to activate. Like you know what I mean? To go active, on the field, and you're oh, we knew it all along.
The views of Matt Mardigan do not express the views of the rest of the panel.
That is correct.
You're trying to get Super Saiyan out.
Correct. That is definitely correct. Say it again, Flash.
He's trying to get his Super Saiyan out.
Eli Manning, he he didn't have great teams all the time, but even still, even when Peyton didn't have good teams, he still put up the numbers, man. Like he still put up numbers. Yes, he did. So
yeah, Peyton always put up those numbers, man. By the way, we ain't heard shit about Marvin. Oh, you want to talk about a dude that's been cut off from the NFL? How about Marvin Harrison?
Yeah, I know.
Y'all ain't heard shit since his was it a drug bust?
Mm-hmm. And he was one of the best wide receivers at the time
ever.
Too, yeah.
Yeah, ever. And you don't hear shit about that dude. He got in like him. I what's that tight end from New England? They don't.
Alex Hernandez.
I
heard that this is what Roger Goodell told Harrison when he came to his office.
You thought I was play pimping, didn't you, huh? Say something.
Please.
Huh?
I was just playing with you, dog. I was just playing, man, okay? Look, I'm a nice guy. You get to know me.
You thought I was play pimping, didn't you, huh?
Why do you like that gay ass scene for?
That shit is funny, man. Cat Williams is funny.
I was watching that movie a few days ago.
Cat Williams is funny, man.
You see him get his ass whooped by that 13-year-old?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, Pimp was in distress, man.
I don't know why.
I thought
he raised the
I thought he was gay.
So that part is not funny to you, Alonzo?
He's just small.
Yeah, I thought he
said, man, he's just small. I thought you pee on me, man.
No, I did not find that part funny at all.
That shit was funny, man.
That's the worst Friday. That Friday is the worst one. Yeah,
it's pretty bad.
Yeah, that one's the worst one.
By the way, real quick, since we're talking sports, how about that Luka? Looking pretty good this year.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Haven't been watching.
Yeah.
Couldn't care less.
That dude.
Good. He's become a better defender too.
Wait,
times.
hold on, Danny.
Yes.
Is this the same man that used to complain about us doing basketball and this shit?
Yeah.
Now he bringing up Luka.
What Luka?
I wonder why.
Did you see that buzzer beater he hit?
Yeah, that was amazing. Off balance, you know.
Off balance from three. Come on, man.
Anybody else probably would have missed that shot. Anybody else probably would have missed that shot. You know?
Now we got Jay Riddick.
Hold on. What do you mean about Dan Marino? I've heard Dan
Marino. He's the best off-screen three-point shooter. Sorry,
was great and stuff, but I never saw him play, so I don't know. Statistics-wise, I heard he was a beast, but I've never watched Dan Marino even in the playback. So
Dan Marino was a great player, but
you're not in my top 10.
There just wasn't anything. I don't know. He had moments, but it just he was a good quarterback. He was just a good quarterback.
For 17 weeks, he was an amazing quarterback.
Listen, the guy, what he made it to the Super Bowl, I think once.
Was that the undefeated year? I didn't think he was quarterbacking that year.
They never. No, he actually. I think in 85 or 86, he made it.
He wasn't playing when they had the undefeated season.
Oh, I thought he was injured that year.
No, he was. It was.
He just wasn't playing that year. Yeah, I mean, it's the Dolphins. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, he wasn't playing when they were undefeated. But he's good. I'll never forget though. I was watching, and this was a while ago, man. They were watching.
Oh, never mind. He went his rookie season.
He went to Super Bowl. Okay. But
they lost 45-28 to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, and he wasn't.
That was his first and only.
And he wasn't on the undefeated team, right?
No, he was. No, that was in 74.
Yeah. But I remember they were doing their little interviews before the game a couple of years back, you know, and Chris Sims. They were talking about a quarterback, and Chris Sims was like, "Oh yeah, well he's the Dan Marino of our time," and Dan Marino like fucking flipped out because he was trying to say that this quarterback will never win a championship. You know, Dan Marino flipped. Yeah, it was crazy.
That's how Charles Barkley is. I mean, that's how Shaq is. With Charles
Marino
Barkley.
was sitting right there, and he was like, "Yeah, he's the Dan Marino of our time." Dan Marino's like, "What the fuck?"
I like Chris Sims, man. I always have. I liked him when he was in Texas. You know what I mean? I felt like they should have started him over Major Applewhite.
Chris Sims was okay. He wasn't horrible quarterback.
Yeah, I think Tampa Bay did him wrong. Tampa Bay, Sean King, I was one of my favorite like quarterbacks to watch when he played for Tampa. I think they did him dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Then they bring in Brad Johnson, right? And they won that Super Bowl.
Yeah. But Buffalo did the same thing to fucking Doug Flutie. Doug Flutie had them playing good right up into the fucking playoffs, and then they took him out and put in.
I thought Doug Flutie played for Chicago.
He played for Buffalo Bills.
He played for Buffalo.
Okay.
When he first came to the NFL, he played for Buffalo, and he was killing it. And then they went to the playoffs, and then they put in Doug Flutie in that playoff game, and they lost.
Yeah. Man, I tell you what, the one quarterback you never want to be compared to, like, is John Kelly. Like,
Jim
Kelly. Yeah, I don't know what he did to upset God, but God hates that man. Like, I'm not talking about
think
just
about
the
it.
4 straight Super Bowls. Like, my God, like what he's had to go through in his personal life. Dude, it does not get better.
I know.
I don't know who he pissed off, but
I know. Seeing when he ended up getting cancer and shit, and I was like, holy
his
fuck,
kids, his wife, like he's like their family was like the Kennedys of the NFL.
Yeah, goodbye,
guys. I'm on fire. That was a great joke.
I like that one.
Well, gentlemen,
Kelly.
The band got back together today, and we have been on stage for 2 hours and 11 minutes. It is time for curtain call because my daughter and my wife just told me that they want steaks for dinner. So that means I got to go buy them and cook them.
Hey, Danny, I want steak for dinner too.
Me too.
Everybody else, what do you want? You want steak? Man, steak?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. South Carolina.
Medium rare.
I DM you my address. Y'all
no, get out of here, Flash. Everybody has steak.
I would like a Big Mac.
A Big Mac.
You know what's in a Big Mac?
That is millennial there, buddy.
If I go out and I cut a piece off of,
it went right over you guys' heads. I guess I'm the only one that got it because I'm like, send this guy out of here so we can close up.
I know you're talking about. He talking about old Ben Roethlisberger. We know
that.
Oh,
yes, he is.
Here's one for you, Flash from Alonzo.
Office hours.
Oh no.
9 to 5. Fuck your office hours. I need to talk to you right now, motherfucker.
Now you gonna put some respect on my quarterback name there, little Flash. Take this.
Right.
Hey, by the way, just to let you know ahead of time, Anzo, like the McRib is not going to be back in for this year.
But you know, Big Ben has more championships than the Dallas Cowboy has in the last 20 years.
Shots
Okay,
fired.
but that's fine, but all the Cowboys are going to be able to keep both feet.
Shots fired.
I would rather have a team that can get me to the playoffs than to have a team that's not even like close 8-8. You know what I mean?
You know, I agree.
Cowboys
You're America's team.
The Cowboys is that team that can't even sniff the pum pum.
Flashing here trying to start shit. But yeah, no, like as long as like he doesn't follow you to the stall, like or
be very careful with the next thing you say.
That seems like a good place to stop. Thank you for that.
All right now. Thank y'all. We will try and be back next weekend. I can't make no guarantees because guess what? The fish are biting. I'm going fishing first thing in the morning. It's a wonderful day. But if everything is going, we'll be back next time, next Saturday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please come back and catch us. We really appreciate it. Very quick, we're going to go around the panel. That's right, man. I love it. I love it. Call me Bill Dance, Danny Dance. I don't care. I'm going. Ozzo, what's going on in your world, sir?
Yes, guys, the channel Bigger Ford Entertainment. We got OOC, Chaos List, Chaos Conversation, Rule of Three with a side of Tabasco. I don't know, no Rob Storms tonight for me, guys, taking it off. But check out the channel. We're doing some good stuff over there, man. It's fun. Good show, Danny.
All right, thanks, man. What's going on in your
And
world?
hold on. We made it to the playoffs, Austin, and it doesn't matter how far we went, we still made it there. Cowboys can't even sniff that motherfucker.
God. Imagine the Cowboys won a ring next year, and then Matt comes back on the scene.
They're not.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good this year.
You felt good last year too.
Yeah. So Streets Mods we're doing on Saturdays. Today we did a Mr. T after school special. This is gonna shock some of y'all. It wasn't that good. We had fun though. And Wednesdays at 3 p.m. we started a new show called The Best Last Opinion. It's the 257th panel show where we talk about all the latest news. Last week we talked about how excited we were for The Last of Us 2, and that coming out, and also about the new Star Trek. We're really excited about that. And this week we are going to be talking about the upcoming Ghostbusters with Melissa McCarthy and all the SNL people, and Chris Hemsworth is in it. So really looking forward to having that conversation.
That's fire, there, boy. Fire.
If that doesn't make sense, watch the show. It'll make sense.
Flash. What's going on in your world, young man?
So in June, when school is out and stuff, I'm gonna start my channel. I already started. Like, you know how you can go into your YouTube channel and like set up your banners and stuff. I already started that. So in June, I'll probably start making videos because I'll be out of school.
Awesome. Mr. Knight, what's going on in your neck of the woods, sir?
I'm Mask Singer, bringing back the Gospel According to Chris. Next Thursday, Matt, are you good for Weekly Rumble? So you can get to the.
Is this the same one that you asked me to be on 3 months ago, and I've been waiting?
Yep, it is. Don't get me wrong. I understand. It just had a bunch of shit come up.
Ozzo is the first undisputed champion or whatever.
He's only undisputed because nobody else has had a chance to dispute it yet.
I'm just repeating what he said. Bro.
I have my money on Mads this season. I really do.
Are the points still random, by the way?
No.
Okay, I'm just asking because, like,
no, they are not.
We've had this conversation before, I think.
Then you get a judge that comes on there, and the judge gives them certain points.
I will have 3 judges watching that will not be on the show. I might still have a wild card on the show, but the wild card wheel will still be there. But just the points are going to actually be, you're going to be given a set number of points based off of what you say.
You see, this is my grand champion card. You see it there? King Conan on his throne, first and only one. I got the heads of the people I beat up on there as well.
I didn't even see that. That's cool.
You got that back when the points were random, right?
Nope.
Actually, no, I did not.
Oh, okay.
The points counted on the the grand champions.
Yes, they did. And I came, I saw, and I kicked everybody's ass.
Okay.
And then when there's a grand champion of grand champions, I will be there to defend my title, and I will win again.
Okay.
Well, it's good that you're just like giving up that you're having any chance of winning this season. That you've already decided that it is mine. That's smart.
No, I didn't. I said when we have the grand champion, because I don't need to play anymore. I won the grand championship already, right? So now I got to wait for 3 or 4 more grand champions so that we can have the grand champion of tournaments of grand.
Or you just come on and you show them all up again this time and be the 2-time grand champion.
Chris, you may want to adjust that. That's all your best players are like no longer have to be on the show. You're going to run out of players eventually.
No, that's only if they're pussies and can't handle the heat. Just saying.
That's one. Hey, I won. I ain't pussy enough for nobody. I won.
Ooh, shots fired.
Then come on and go up against people like Matt.
This is such a long ending, Danny. Like, what do you do? You have steaks to cook.
Anyways, that Chaos Central shows, guys.
And just one last thing.
And the rule of 3.
And just one last thing, Chris. I go up against grand champions, not just regular champions.
Just because you can't handle the fact that they're better than you. Gotcha.
I got to go up against the best, not second tier.
That's a clever excuse.
Something if you were able, wouldn't it just be more fire for you to say, "Hey, look, I did it 2 times in a row. Now what?"
No, it would be fire.
Because you can't do it.
Best of the best.
Because you can't do it. I got you. You can't do it. I got you.
I will not let anybody be the grand champion of the grand champion. I didn't let anybody be the first grand champion, and I will not let anybody else be the grand champion of grand champions. I will not let it happen. I will be it.
You're just gonna have to share.
He's gonna be the Tom.
You're gonna just have to share the grand champion title with the next person.
Until we have the war, and then we have the war. There will be one and only standing above all, like always. Same one.
It's gonna be like, Mr. Rogers.
I am Wulong. I don't know y'all, but y'all know me.
Yeah.
I gotta get that clip. That was bad.
Oh, hey. By the way, y'all see my comment last night about that dude with his a different world glasses with the
Wayne. Yeah, we'll talk on camera on that. But I am Danny. I am free tomorrow. No more roundtables until next month when Chris takes over. So, thank you.
Name that tune, by the way. That's the thing you do, Chris.
I don't know about that one, Danny, because they're trying to do the Bad Batch.
What's that?
What do you say?
Well, yeah,
the Bad Batch, trying to do the Bad Batch roundtable.
Anza, did you see my message to you about the intro?
When does that come back, though? When does that come on?
No,
this Tuesday. Yeah, we'll talk about it after we get off.
Oh, Star Wars. Okay.
Like I say, fantastic show. Thank you all for coming. We'll catch you next time. Until then, peace.
Go Cat.
Peace.
Brothers that be stepping and